Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we will go through the Nagaland current affairs for the month of January 2026. So let's start this video. Nagaland has recorded the highest growth in GST revenue among all Indian states for the fiscal year 2025-26 at 37% growth. All India average GST collection growth was at 6.8%, but Nagaland has significantly outpaced this number at 37% growth. GST 2.0 reform was implemented in September 2025, that is last year, but despite the reduction of GST rates on over 375 goods and services as part of the GST 2.0 reforms, Nagaland has still surpassed the all India average GST collection growth. Nagaland has been among the top performing states in India for GST revenue growth in the recent periods. So this GST 2.0, it replaces the four GST slabs, that is 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%, with a two slab system, that is 5% and 18%. So before GST had four slabs, but now GST 2.0 has replaced these four slabs into two slabs. There will be an additional 40% demerit rate for luxury, sin, and demerit goods like tobacco and pan masala. So this sin tax, this is imposed on goods and services which are perceived as harmful to the society. So the purpose of sin tax is to reduce or eliminate the consumption of harmful products by making them more expensive to obtain. So we have to remember that GST was introduced by the 101st Constitutional Amendment Act 2016. So this GST, it replaces the multiple indirect taxes which was previously levied by the center and the states. So GST, it came into effect from 1st July 2017. So we have to remember this date and year. So 1st July is also celebrated as GST Day, as on this day GST came into effect. So Article 279A, it talks about the establishment of GST Council. Okay, so this GST Council is chaired by the Union Finance Minister, the Union Minister of State in charge of Revenue or Finance as a member, and the Minister in charge of Finance, Taxation, or any other minister nominated by each state government as members. A survey was conducted by the Directorate of Economics and Statistics on employment, unemployment, skill, and migration in Nagaland 2025. So this survey was conducted across 11 districts, and according to this, nearly half of those employed in Nagaland are ineligible for social security benefits. So these social security benefits, they are like protections or support which are provided by the government or employers to ensure people have financial help in times of need, like during retirement, health issues, etc. So social security benefits are like a safety net that if something happens and you cannot work, these benefits will help you survive financially. But in Nagaland's case, nearly half the employed people are not eligible for the safety net. So some of the reasons may be many people working in unorganized sectors like daily wage earners, where employers don't provide social security, or some jobs may not be officially registered, so benefits are extended. The report also showed that 2% of the population is illiterate, 21% of the residents have studied up to the middle level, 9% of the primary level, and 3% remains below the primary level. So taking together these figures, Nagaland literacy rate is at 98% and 2% of the population is illiterate. A striking 92% of residents reported having no technical education at all, underscoring the near total absence of structured skill formation. In simple terms, people of Nagaland may be educated in basic reading or writing, but they do not have practical job specific skills, creating a gap between general education and employable skills. And according to 2011 census, a person is considered literate if they can read and write with understanding in any language, and the minimum age to be classified as literate is 7 years or above, according to the Census of India. And as per 2011 census, the literacy rate of India is 74.04%, with male 82.14% and female 65.46%. And an individual is considered illiterate when he or she cannot read or write with understanding. So these figures here, these are all based on the survey conducted by the Directorate of Economics and Statistics. So you can go through this. These were the initiatives which was announced in Nagaland Budget 2025-26 by our Chief Minister, Dr. Nick Ferro. So overall, 13 major new initiatives were announced during the budget 2025-26, but only two were implemented, that is Nagaland Skill Mission and Nagaland Solar Mission. So the remaining 10 were announced only, and then one status remains unclear. So you can go through this. So this data here, this is Nagaland's migration at a glance, and this data shown here is from the same report, that is report on employment, unemployment, skill and migration Nagaland 2025, which was conducted by Directorate of Economics and Statistics. So you can go through the details here. So according to this, 85% of the population of Nagaland has shifted from rural to urban migration. So this data here, this was shown to the Supreme Court, and as per this, Nagaland has limited post compliance, meaning many workplaces lack the required committee to address sexual harassment cases. If a workplace have more than 10 employees, then it is mandatory to set up an internal complaints committee to handle sexual harassment complaints. So in Nagaland, only 49% of government departments have formed internal complaints committee. That means out of 63 departments, only 31 departments have ICC. And in the district, just 18% were surveyed, leaving 82% of the districts unassessed. That means only 3 districts were surveyed. And out of the 3 districts, only 34 institutions had ICC, but 94 did not. So the bottom line of this data is that most of the offices in Nagaland aren't following the law to protect women from workplace harassment. So this is the legal basis and background. So this law, it came from the 1997 Vishaka guidelines after the Banwari Devi case, and it was formalized after the Nirbhaya case. So this is mandatory for all workplace with more than 10 employees. For smaller informal sectors, local complaints committees operate at district level. Inflation means the rise in prices of everyday goods and services over time. When inflation goes up, the same amount of money buys you less stuff than it did before. In simple terms, your money's purchasing power shrinks. For example, if a packet of biscuit cost rupees 10 last year and now it costs rupees 11, that means there is a 10% increase in inflation. So here in this case, Nagaland's inflation has been coming down steadily over the past 4 years, as you can see here in this graph. So in April to December 2025 to 26 period, Nagaland's inflation rate, it fell to 2.79%. So this means prices in Nagaland are rising at a slower pace compared to earlier years. So earlier years, you can see the inflation 2022 to 23, 6.06%, 2023 to 24, 3.3%. So it has been decreasing, right? As per the Economic Survey 2025 to 26, India's overall economy is doing well with a projected 7.4% real GDP growth for fiscal year 2026. While the national average inflation is at 1.72%, Nagaland's 2.79% rate is the highest among the northeastern states, but it is still below the national average. So if you compare to all the northeastern states, Nagaland's inflation rate is the highest. So for other states, it is given here. So for Manipur, it is at minus 0.15%. So here is a tiny deflation. That means prices actually fell a bit. In Assam, 0.16%, very low inflation. Tripura, 0.5%. Meghalaya, 1.50%. Sikkim, 2.45% above the national average. And then Mizoram, 2.47% above the national average. So Arunachal Pradesh data wasn't included in the survey. So deflation means when the prices of goods and services go down over time. So inflation and deflation are opposite to each other. So in case of deflation, if a packet of biscuit cost rupees 10 last year and now it costs rupees 9, that is deflation. Your money can buy more stuff than before. That means rupees 10 now buys you more biscuits. While it sounds good, deflation can be bad if prices keep falling because people delay their spending, expecting prices to drop further. Businesses may cut down production and jobs, and the economy might slow down. Nagaland was ranked as the leader according to the 5th edition of State's Startup Ecosystem ranking by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So this award was received by officials from the Department of Industries and Commerce at a function held at Delhi. So Nagaland had participated in all 6 reform areas and 17 action points under the 5th edition of State Startup Ecosystem. ranking framework and has been positioned as a leader state in category B. So these are some details of the other states. So you can go through this. Nagaland joins DG Sapne to boost startups in Northeast. So DG Sapne, it stands for Startup Acceleration Program for Northeast, and it was officially launched for the state of Nagaland by CEO AIC SMU Technology Business Incubation Foundation, Dr. Chingtam Tejbanta Singh. This initiative, it aims to accelerate growth of promising startups across the region with a special focus on encouraging participation from Nagaland. This program was hosted at Atal Incubation Center at Sikkim Manipal University, and this is the first Atal Incubation Center in the Northeast. Regarding the Startup India, this was launched in 2016. So this year it marks the 10th anniversary of Startup India. Startup India was launched to transform India into a nation of job creators through innovation driven entrepreneurship. Startup Nagaland has signed two MOUs with 366 startups registered in the state, which has generated over 1,200 jobs and approximately rupees 50 crores in revenue. And DG Sapne, this is supported by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Startup India was launched on 16 January 2016 under the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and Startup Nagaland was launched in 2019 with the Directorate of Industries and Commerce as the nodal agency. Government of Nagaland through the Investment and Development Authority of Nagaland, in collaboration with the Center of Excellence for Foreign Languages and key institutional partners, organized Nagaland Japan Connect 2026 at Integrated Business Hub and Innovation Center, Dobinala Road, Forest Colony, Dimapur. So Nagaland Japan Connect 2026 was organized at Dimapur. So this initiative, it seeks to integrate skill development, language proficiency, recruitment facilitation, and cultural exchange in a single institutional platform. So this partnership between Nagaland and Japan was cemented through the signing of Memorandum of Understanding last year in the month of July. A central pillar of the initiative is the Center of Excellence for Foreign Languages, hosted at Nagaland University, established to equip Naga youth with internationally recognized language skills, cultural preparedness, and overseas employment opportunities. Japanese is the first foreign language introduced. So remember that Japanese is the first foreign language introduced at the center through its language partner Arms Incorporation. So this bubble here, this is for you to recall the information. When was IDAN established and who is the current chairman of IDAN? A high-powered committee has been constituted by the Nagaland government to serve as the governing body for the Hornbill Festival. So now Hornbill Festival has a governing body, and this high-powered committee will provide the overall policy direction, interdepartmental coordination, and strategy oversight. The high-powered committee will be chaired by the Chief Minister, and we have two Deputy Chief Ministers. So the Deputy Chief Minister Planning and National Highways and the Deputy Chief Minister Home and Border Affairs will be members along with ministers in charge of tourism and higher education and horticulture and water resources. Advisors for art and culture, industries and commerce, and advisor to the chief minister will also be members. So among all these members, the convener and a festival director for the Hornbill Festival will be appointed. The role of the High Power Committee will include providing strategic vision and policy guidance, ensuring interdepartmental convergence, approving major strategic initiatives, partnerships and frameworks, and monitoring progress against defined outcomes. The committee will also be responsible for allotment of sites, monitoring rates for materials sold and events, and taking all policy decisions related to the Hornbill Festival. In addition, the High Powered Committee will oversee corporate social responsibility contributions and sponsorship received for the festival. Hornbill Festival was first held in 2000 at Kochizi, Kohima, and it originally lasted for 5 days. It continued to be held in Kohima local ground until 2002, and it was shifted to the present location, that is Kisama Heritage Village, in the year 2003. During this time, the Hornbill Festival was extended to 7 days, and as the interest and participation grew, the festival was later extended to 10 days. So the then Chief Minister and the Governor of Nagaland during the first Hornbill Festival Governor was O.P. Sharma, and then Chief Minister was Dr. S.C. Jamer. Minister of State for Coal and Mines, Satish Chandra Dubey, met Nagaland Chief Minister Nefirio to engage in comprehensive discussions regarding the state development. So Minister of State for Coal and Mines is Satish Chandra Dubey. Nagaland Reservation Review Commissions. So the chairman for this commission is Sri Ramakrishnan, IAS, retired. So you just remember this chairman's name. So these points are just for you to understand. So you can go through this. So Article 16, it talks about equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. And Article 16, Clause 4, it talks about the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens. So you remember this article. KG Kanye, who is the Minister for Power and Parliamentary Affairs, attended the Third Inland Waterways Development Council meeting, which was held at Kochi, Kerala. So remember, Third Inland Waterways Development Council meeting was held at Kochi, Kerala. So during the meeting, the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways and the Inland Waterways Authority of India declared the Tizu Zunki River as National Waterway 101 in Nagaland. So remember that Tizu Zunki River has been declared as National Waterway 101 in Nagaland. So KG Kenya also submitted a proposal seeking extension of waterways from Lakhimpur to Nagaland through the Barak River. So this bubble here is for you. Struma River originates in the dash. Tizu River originates in which district of Nagaland? The Nagaland government has launched a 100-day mission to accelerate the quality certification of its public health facilities, aiming to meet national targets after a previous deadline was missed. So this mission, it aims to achieve the NQA certification for 50% of the state's public health facilities by March 2026. So we just have less than 2 months. In addition, as per the Government of India guideline, 100% of public health facilities are to be NQA certified by December 2026. And to achieve this, Nagaland is moving forward in a mission mode. The state is supposed to achieve 50% certification of the health units by December 2025. However, the target could not be maintained. So as you can see here from this statement, actually Nagaland was supposed to achieve the 50% NQA certification of the health units by December 2025, but the target was not met. So in order to meet the target, Nagaland government has launched a 100-day mission to accelerate the quality certification of its public health facilities. National Quality Assurance Standard. It is a vital framework developed by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to ensure quality healthcare services in public hospitals and health centers. This NQAS was initially introduced for district hospitals, but now it has gradually expanded across all tiers of public healthcare. This framework is designed not merely as an inspection mechanism, but as a continuous quality improvement tool. YouthNet Incubation Center awarded a cumulative grant of Rs 20 lakh to 4 early stage startups under the Genesis 2.0 scheme of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So remember Genesis scheme, it comes under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and then the full form of Genesis is Gen Next Support for Innovative Startups. So the 4 startups selected under the scheme included Pura Agritech Private Limited. This is an AI-driven soil-first irrigation platform that uses real-time Internet of Things intelligence to automate water usage exactly when and where crops need it, from farms to backyards. Kamlo India Private Limited is described as Nagaland's digital construction operating system, connecting materials, labor, contractors, equipment rentals, and resale into one seamless marketplace. Blend, it aims to transform automobiles into smart safety nodes using QR technology to prevent illegal parking and enable instant emergency response at a fraction of the market cost. AgriPlus, it aims to democratize soil biology through TerraLink Plus and at-home microbial soil testing that delivers lab-grade insights in 5 minutes using a simple strip and AI-powered mobile scan. YouthNet had also disbursed Rs 20 lakh in grants under MeitY Genesis 1.0 earlier in 2025. The Genesis 2.0, it is a flagship MeitY initiative which is aimed at supporting startups from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. So, Tier 2 cities, the population ranges from 50,000 to 99,999, and Tier 3 cities, the population range is from 20,000 to 49,999. So, with a focus on developing technology-driven solutions to address regional and local challenges. Under the Genesis scheme, the Government of India has earmarked a budget of Rs 490 crore over the 5 years to support around 1,600 technology startups across smaller cities nationwide with the objective of strengthening the startup ecosystem and generating economic growth and employment opportunities. YouthNet was founded by Hikani Jakalu in the year 2006. The Department of School Education has informed that the Smart Attendance Management and Information Leaves app introduced under the Electoral project has entered its second year of implementation. So Smile app. So this Smile, it stands for Smart Attendance Management and Informative Leaves, and it is introduced under the Nectar project. The Smile app was introduced as part of the Nagaland Education Project, the Lighthouse, with the objective of enhancing system efficiency and school management effective from February 1, 2025. So it was effective from last year, February 1, and this is the second year of implementation. So this Smile app, it uses advanced technology such as facial recognition, time stamping, and geofencing for marking attendance, leave applications, and tracking their status. Supported by the World Bank, the Department of School Education has launched the Nagaland Education Project, the Lighthouse, Nagaland Enhancing Classroom Teaching and Resources of the full form of Nectar, with an aim to improve and enhance quality and learning outcomes of government schools in Nagaland. The NEP, the Lighthouse Project, will be the first ever World Bank finance education project in the northeastern region. So remember, this Lighthouse Project is the first ever World Bank finance education in the whole of northeast region of India. And it is to be directly implemented by a state government, that is Department of School Education, the Government of Nagaland. The Nagaland Education Project, the Lighthouse Nectar, was launched by the Department of School Education on 2021. A memorandum of understanding was signed between Rubber Board of India and Department of Land Resources, Government of Nagaland, for setting up a nodal center of the National Institute for Rubber Training at Rosapema, Chumakatima, Nagaland. The memorandum of understanding was signed during the Silver Jubilee celebration of the National Institute for Rubber and Rubber Research Institute, Kottayam, Kerala. So Rubber Board of India was founded in 1947, and the current chairman is Mr. Nitin Kumar Yadav, IAS. The Business Association of Nagas and the State Bank of India renewed their memorandum of understanding on extending a collaboration focused on improving access to formal credit and supporting entrepreneurship in Nagaland. So, a key feature of the Memorandum of Understanding is the formalization of dedicated nodal officials from both SBI and Business Association of Nagas. BAN will continue to serve as a vital bridge connecting entrepreneurs and business enterprises with SBI's financial services and products. So SBI was founded in 1st July 1955, and the Business Association of Nagas was established on 2nd of August 2017, and the current president of BAN is L. Monkum Jamir. Nagaland GIS and Remote Sensing Center and Department of Health and Family Welfare signed a memorandum of agreement to integrate drone technology into the state's healthcare framework. This partnership, it aims to tackle the challenges posed by Nagaland's difficult terrain and limited accessibility by using drones for emergency medical supply delivery, disease outbreak response, natural calamity relief, aerial vector control, and geospatial mapping for informed planning. Under this memorandum of agreement, the Nagaland GIS and Remote Sensing Center, they will manage the drone operations, capacity building, data analysis, and regulatory compliance, while the Department of Health and Family Welfare will provide the logistical support, coordination, and deployment planning. So on August 25th, 2021, the government notified the Drone Rules 2021, which replaced the Unmanned Aircraft System Rules 2021. So remember, the Drone Rules 2021 has replaced the Unmanned Aircraft System Rules 2021, and according to this, drones have been classified into 5 types based on the maximum all-up weight. So drones have been classified according to their weight. So nano unmanned aircraft system weighing less than or equal to 250 grams. Micro unmanned aircraft system weighing more than 250 grams but less than or equal to 2 kilograms. Small unmanned aircraft system weighing more than 2 kilograms but less than or equal to 25 kilograms. Medium unmanned aircraft system weighing more than 25 kilograms but less than or equal to 150 kilograms. Large unmanned aircraft system weighing more than 150 kilograms. As per the Drone Rules 2021, associated airspace maps classify Indian airspace into 3 zones as follows, that is green zone, yellow zone, and red zone. In green zone, no permission is required. Yellow zone needs permit, and then in red zone, it is not allowed. The Nagaland GIS and Remote Sensing Center and the World Resource Institute, they have signed a memorandum to strengthen the data-driven planning for reliable and clean energy. So they will work together to adopt the Energy Access Explorer. So this is an open source interactive geospatial platform, and it was launched in Nagaland in 2023. So this platform will help the state to identify the high priority areas for clean energy intervention. So EAE platform, it focuses on climate friendly energy transitions. So this platform was also been developed for the states of Assam, Jharkhand and Mizoram. And this platform can be utilized by planners, entrepreneurs, government bodies and institutions. Nagaland Victim Compensation Scheme 2012. The purpose of this scheme is to provide financial assistance to victims or their dependents who have suffered loss or injury due to crime and require rehabilitation. So, who can apply for this scheme? So, victims of crimes such as rape, sexual assault, physical abuse, and loss of life can apply for this scheme. Dependents or family members of the deceased or injured victims and minors and adults affected by such crimes can also apply for this scheme. So applicants are required to submit key documents including the first information report, medical reports, and undertaking in a prescribed Schedule 2 format, along with the proof of identity and residence. So this application process involves either a direct application or obtaining a court recommendation, which must then be submitted to the District Legal Services Authority for further action and assessment of the claim. So for this particular scheme, the state government has allocated a separate budget every year. So the fund will be operated by the Secretary, Relief and Rehabilitation in Home Department. So compensation scheme for women victims or survivors of sexual assault and other crimes 2028. So this was established by NALSA, that is National Legal Services Authority, and this scheme it aims to provide financial assistance and support to women who have suffered as a result of criminal acts. Nagaland ATMA staff unpaid for 6 months. So ATMA it stands for Agricultural Technology Management Agency and it is a centrally sponsored scheme. So in Nagaland, they have appealed to the State Chief Minister Dr. Nifurio over the non-payment of the salaries for the past 6 months. So regarding this ATMA scheme, it supports the state government's effort to make available the latest agriculture technologies through different extension activities like farmers training, demonstrations, Kisan Mela, etc. So ATMA was initially launched in 7 states, that is Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Odisha, and Punjab. And it was established on March 29, 2005. So many of you will be aware that Nagami is the first Mithun breed registered in the world. Okay, so remember this name. So Nagami Mithun breed has been officially registered by the Breed Registration Committee of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. And Naga Mithun is distributed across Kohima, Peren, Chumukutima, Zunaboto, Pek, Twinsang, Kifi, Noklak, Shamator, Mon, Woka, Timinyu, and Longland district. So these are the breed characteristics. So the breed features a strong muscular body. So you can see here in this image. Predominantly black coat with white stockings. This one. Inverted triangle face. Straight forehead, prominent dorsal ridge. This one. And massive corrugated horns curving towards the pointed tips. That is like this one. Okay. So adult males, they weigh 470 to 500 kg. And ICAR NRC on Mithun has established conservation units in Kohima and Tevopisumi. Currently, efforts are being made to secure the geographical indication tag for 33 unique products from Northeast. So out of these 33 unique products, 18 are from Nagaland and 15 from Meghalaya. This agreement was signed between the Textiles Committee under the Ministry of Textiles and the Northeastern Handloom and Handicraft Development Corporation. Nagaland has secured geographical indication tags for 4 of its products. The following are Naga Mircha King Chili, obtained its GI tag on December 2, 2008. Naga tree tomato, locally referred to as Tamaluk, March 23, 2015. Chakasang Shawal, October 24, 2017. Naga cucumber, September 22, 2021. So geographical indication is a label that tells you where a product comes from and that it has special qualities because of that place. So GI tag is like a brand for local products. For example, Darjeeling tea gets a GI tag, meaning only tea grown in Darjeeling tea can be called as Darjeeling tea. So if the teas are grown in example Nagaland, it cannot be named as Darjeeling tea, okay? Because Darjeeling tea got its GI tag specifically because of that region, Darjeeling. So this GI tag, it protects the product's name and assures buyers of its quality. India enacted the Geographical Indications of Good Registration and Protection Act 1999 that came into force with effect from 15 September 2003. So GI tag, it gives the product a special tag showing its origin and unique features. So who gives this tag? So the Department of Promotion and Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce awards this tag. So GI tag is a part of intellectual property rights covered by international agreements like WTO TRIPS. So TRIP, it stands for trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. So Darjeeling tea from West Bengal became the first GI tag product in India in 2004, and the GI tag is valid for 10 years, after which it can be renewed. So according to the most recent data, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Uttar Pradesh, they rank among the states with greatest number of GI tags. So in short, a GI tag is a special label that protects and promotes unique local products by linking them to their place of origin. Former State Information Commissioner Nagaland and retired District and Sessions Judge G.H. Ramlia was sworn in as the new Lokayukta of Nagaland. So the new Lokayukta of Nagaland is G.H. Ramlia. Late Mayang Lima was the first Lokayukta of the state. So last year he passed away. Justice Umar Nath Singh took oath as the first Lokayukta of Nagaland, and the present Lokayukta of Nagaland is Ninu Iralu. So the term Lokayukta is derived from two Sanskrit words, Loka meaning people and Ayukta meaning appointee. A Lokayukta is an anti-corruption authority or ombudsman which investigates and addresses complaints of corruption and misconduct against the public servants, including government officials and elected representatives at the state level, and tasks with speedy redressal of public grievances. The Nagaland State Lokayukta was constituted under the Nagaland Lokayukta Act 2017. The Chakasang community celebrates the Tuni festival, and it is a festival of new harvest celebrated in January, and it marks the beginning of new year, and it is a time for renewal and rejuvenation. So Sukrin is another festival of the Chakasang community. It is a pre-harvest festival, and it is celebrated from 7 to 15 January. So Pek is the home of the Chakasang community, and the nickname of Pek is the land of traditions. So the word Chakasang is an amalgamation of the three tribes, that is Cha from Chokri, K from Keja, and Southern Sanctum, which is now separately known as the Puchuri tribe. Rongmai community of the Chumukitima district celebrated its biggest festival. So Rongmai community celebrates the Gan Nai festival under the theme Our Festival, Our Identity. So this Gan Nai, it is a post-harvest festival, and it is traditionally observed to thank the Almighty God, referred to as Tingkau Ragwan, for the bountiful blessings of the year and to seek his continued providence in the days ahead. So this festival commences with the traditional making of the new fire. So the traditional making of the new fire is known as Mai Lap Mei, signifying the beginning of a new year, and it was followed by folk dances, songs, and traditional games, including Misu Pine Mei, throwing of pestle, Dan Chang Mei, long jump, and Luai Pin Mei, tug of war. So Chumukutima district was created on 18 September 2021 as the 15th district of Nagaland. Chutuni, it is a traditional harvest festival of the Mao people. So it falls in January. So Chutuni is also known as the Feast of Dawn. So Chutini is also known as the post-harvest festival lasting for 6 days because it is celebrated after the crops are safely brought home and preserved in barns. The first day of the festival is the preparatory day known as Nisha. The second day Niji, and it is the main feast takes place on this second day, that is Niji. Third day is called as Oshu Kope, and the fourth day is called as Oshu Kope Opa. Mek Kachari community celebrates the Ai Sagi. So this Ai Sagi is a post-harvest festival. Mimkud is a post-harvest festival of the Kuki tribe in Nagaland, and it is celebrated in honor of the blessings of Chung Paten, which is known as God of the Heavens. So it was officially recognized on January 17 during the tenure of P. Shiluau, the then Chief Minister of Nagaland. The ceremonial rituals are purely adhered to Tempu. So Tempu are priests, okay, but in the recent day, it is replaced by Reverend Church Pastor. So meme kut is an idiomatic word coined from combination of meme and kut. Meme means jobs, tears, and kut, which is in the wider use of the terms, means ceremony or festival. So job tears festival. Sungkamyo Munchi festival. It is the festival of the Yimkyu Naga tribe. So the government of Nagaland changed the Yimchungar tribe to Yimkyu on 31st July 2021. Kautause is a harvest festival of the communions of the Noklak district of Nagaland, and it is celebrated every year in January. It is alternatively called and spelled as Kauzause Hoka, Kauzause Hoka, and sometimes called Kauzause. So Kauzause Hoka is derived from the Kauzau, meaning bamboo cup with straw pipe. So you can see here. And say means a brew of local wine. Hope means leg, and A refers to rest. So regarding the Noklak district, it is the 12th district established on January 2021. So the nickname of Noklak district is Frontier District. The Chang community celebrates the Ponglam festival. So the word Chang, it is derived from the word Changenyu, which means standing tall or towering above its surrounding. So Ponglam, this festival is celebrated from 12 to 14 January every year. Some other festivals are Kundanglum, Nakulam. Okay, Kundanglum festival is celebrated on 1st April every year, and Nakulam, this festival is celebrated from 31st July to 1st August every year. The 18th Bishu Mini Hornbill Tribal Festival 2026 was held at Government High School Playground, Dansiri Park, Jummukatima on January 27, 2026, with the inaugural program formally opening the traditional Bishu celebration, a post-harvest festival of the Dimasa community. So Bishu is a post-harvest festival of the Dimasa community. So the Konyak Union, in collaboration with all Konyak frontal organizations, organized a cultural study tour cum dedication program of the Konyak Pulang Au He Leng Light Tep, which means the Konyak Naga traditional attire book at the Konyak Union office in Mon. So this book was earlier formally launched by the Nagaland Chief Minister Dr. Nifuryo during the statehood celebration day on December 1st, 2025. So what is this Kune Mechi? So Kune Mechi, it is a hand-carved wooden house, okay? So a Kune Mechi, a home carved in ancestry, it is a short documentary from filmmakers Bharat Bala's Virtual Bharat Nagaland series, which was premiered on Virtual Bharat's official YouTube channel. So you can check out this short documentary in this YouTube channel of Virtual Bharat. This film, it offers an intimate portrait of Chakasang Naga heritage through a traditional wooden home built entirely by master woodcarver Vespozo Pesau. So this Kunimechi, it is related to the Chakasang Naga tribe. So Kunimechi is a hand-carved wooden house constructed by Pesau himself using strong logs, clean architectural lines, and patient, disciplined craftsmanship. So this structure reflects the traditional Naga approach to building, where architecture is seen as an extension of identity, ancestral knowledge, and lived values. So this documentary, it is a part of the Virtual Bharat Bala's long-term initiative to create 1,000 films across India, which is aimed at connecting the audiences with the country's diverse cultural landscape and indigenous knowledge systems. So this Kunimechi documentary, it was unveiled in Kohima by Academy Award-winning composer A.R. Rahman. And this film was produced by Studio Virtual Bharat in association with the Rural India Supporting Trust and the Hans Foundation. So this Virtual Bharat is a nationwide storytelling initiative founded by filmmaker Bharat Bala with the aim of documenting 1,000 stories from across India that celebrate indigenous knowledge, craftsmanship, and lived cultural heritage one story at a time. Akiti, it means kick fighting, okay? And it is also known as Apuku Kiti or Puku Kiti. And it is a disciplined form of conflict resolution rather than conquest. So in the olden times, it was used to settle disputes within villages with dignity and minimal bloodshed. This Akiti is associated with the Sumi community, and it is contested strictly within a ring. The sport permits only the use of feet with hands grappling, punching, and boxing techniques prohibited. So balance, agility, control, and precision define the contest. So you can see here in this picture here, Directorate of Information and Public Relations Nagaland, the nodal department for films in the state led by Deputy Director, the IPR, Sriwato Nusu attended a meeting on India Cine Hub single window portal for filming held at Akashvani Bhavan, Sansak Mark, New Delhi. So India Cine Hub was held at New Delhi. So this is for you. In which year was All India Radio renamed as Akashvani? The trial landing of the Pawan Hans Dolphin twin-engine helicopter was successfully conducted at the helipads of Kohima, Zinabator, Tuenzang, Mukokchong, and Peg districts. So this trial it marked a significant step towards the launch of helicopter services under the first phase of Regional Connectivity Scheme, URAN scheme. URAN stands for Ure Desh Ka Nam Nagrik. So it comes under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So under this phase, 5 districts will be connected to Dimapur. Okay, so remember this 5 districts will be connected to Dimapur, aiming to improve the regional air connectivity and enhance accessibility across Nagaland. So Uran scheme was launched on 21st October 2016 and the first Uran flight operated from Shimla and Delhi on 27th April 2017. North-East Zone Cultural Center, Dimapur, in collaboration with the Department of Art and Culture, Nagaland, observed the Parakram Diwas 2026 on the occasion of the 129th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at the State Academy Hall, Kohima on January 23. So Parakram Diwas is also known as Day of Valor. So this day is observed annually across India on 23rd January to commemorate the birth anniversary of Indian freedom fighter Subhash Chandra Bose. So these are some of the facts related to Subhash Chandra Bose. So the first Parakram Diwas was celebrated on 23rd January 2021. And Subhash Chandra Bose, he joined the Indian National Congress in 1921 and he played a key role in freedom movement and he served twice as the president of Indian National Congress in 1938 Haripur session and 1939 Tripuri session. He was called Netaji by INA soldiers and officials in Berlin and Desh Nayak, hero of the nation by Rabindranath Tagore. He founded the All India Forward Bloc, which was established in 1939, and he gave the famous slogan Jai Hind and Dilli Chalo. So on the radio, Subhash Chandra Bose on 6 July 1944, okay, he addressed Mahatma Gandhi as the father of nation. So remember that Subhash Chandra Bose addressed Mahatma Gandhi as the father of the nation. So give me blood and I shall give you freedom. This is one of the famous quote of Subhash Chandra Bose, and this is your part. Autobiography of Subhash Chandra Bose. The inaugural program of the 5-day interstate youth exchange organized by Mera Yuva Bharat, which is My Bharat, under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India began at Kohima. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Mera Yuva Bharat, platform for youth of the country on October 31st, 2023 at Kartavya Path on the National Unity Day. So Mera Yuva Bharat, it is an autonomous body and it will benefit the youth in the age group of 15 to 29 years in line with the definition of youth in the National Youth Policy. So according to this National Youth Policy, a person is considered as youth when the age is between 15 to 29 years. Mera Yuva Bharat is a phygital platform, which means physical plus digital, comprising physical activity along with an opportunity to connect digitally. The National Highways and Infrastructure Development Company Limited organized a field-level training workshop on land acquisition for national highways and payment of compensation through the Bhumi Rashi portal at Kohima. So what is this Bhumi Rashi portal? So this is a government online system launched by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways in India. It is a single website where officials can handle everything related to buying land for building national highways. So it helps speed up the land acquisition process for highways projects by letting people submit applications and get notifications and the process payments all in one place online. So the idea is to make the whole process faster, more transparent and honest, and to pay the landowners directly into their bank account. So why was there a need for this Bhumi Rashi portal? The need for Bhumi Rashi portal arose because the old way of acquiring land for national highways in India was slow, complicated, and often messy. The traditional paper-based system took a lot of time to process land purchases and compensation, which held up highway construction projects. There were many steps involved, like manual handling, which led to bureaucratic hurdles and chances of unfair practices. So it was hard for landowners to track the status of their claims or payments. So compensation also often didn't reach the right people quickly or directly. So the government created this Bhumi Rashi portal to make the whole land acquisition process online faster, transparent, and direct. So highway projects can move ahead smoothly and the landowners can get their payments without the hassle. Space Kids India, a globally recognized organization with 29 satellite missions, formally launched the Nagaland chapter of Mission Shakti Sat Peace and Power at Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Kohima. So this launch, it marks the first time India's Northeast has entered the national space pipeline. This mission, Shakti Sat mission, this was initiated by Space Kids India. So this mission, it aims to train 12,000 girls who are aged from 14 to 18 from 108 countries in space technology. So this program includes 120 hours of online training with selected participants traveling to India for hands-on training. So the satellite will be launched as part of ISRO's Chandrayaan 4 mission in 2026. So remember that this Shakti Sat mission is to train only the girls, okay? Indian Space Research Organization was established in the year 1969 on 15 August. The current chairman is V. Narayan. A 14-day first-person view drone training program was organized by the Nagaland GIS and Remote Sensing Center through its Drone School, Drone Center of Excellence, commenced on under the Nagaland Skill and Entrepreneurship Development Mission at Kohima. So this training, it aims to equip participants with high precision piloting skills and immersive control techniques essential for real world drone applications. Currently, 10 selected candidates are undergoing the intensive module, which includes first person view, drone assembly, simulator based flight training, live operations, aerial maneuvering, safety protocols, and basic troubleshooting. The fifth edition of Rusama Orange Festival 2026 took place in Rusama local ground. So, Rusama lies 10 kilometers away from the capital of Nagaland, that is Kohima. So, this year theme was Abundance of Rusama. So, according to some sources, it informed that the years 1941 and 1942 were expected to be the years in which the first orange tree was planted in Rusama. And then in 1986, Rusama was adopted and declared as a gardening village. And in 2020, it started the first edition of Rusama Orange Festival. So, where was first Taro Festival celebrated and which village is known as Apple Village is your part. The Intellectual Property Facilitation Center of Investment and Development Authority of Nagaland, in collaboration with the Ministry of MSME, conducted a one-day awareness program on intellectual property rights at the Innovation and Incubation Center, IDAM. So what is intellectual property? So intellectual property is a simple term for the creation of the mind, like inventions, art, designs, and symbols, protected by law to give creators exclusive rights, allowing them to benefit financially and encourage further innovation by preventing others from using their work without permission. So it is about only intangible ideas such as patents for inventions, copyrights for creative works like books, music, and trademarks for brand names. So intellectual property rights, they are like legal rules that protect ideas, inventions, or creations that have money-making value. So the purpose of this awareness program was to make aware the creators or artists about their work, how they can protect them, and how they can use their creativity or ideas to generate income. 26 adult tinkering labs from Nagaland received an invitation to attend the 77th Republic Day celebration as a special guest. So among them, Saramati View Modern School from Kefe also received the invitation. So out of a total of about 10,000 adult tinkering labs in India, only 50 best performing adult tinkering labs are selected, okay, for this invitation. So while representing the budget 2025, Nirmala Sitharaman announced that 50,000 adult tinkering labs to be established in the next 5 years. Adult Tinkering Labs, it helps in providing the scientific temper in youth. So Adult Tinkering Lab is a state-of-the-art space established in a school with a goal to foster curiosity and innovation in young minds between the grade 6 to 12 across the country through 21st century tools and technologies such as Internet of Things, 3D printing, robotics, etc. Atal Tinkering Lab was launched under Atal Innovation Mission, and Atal Innovation Mission is an initiative under Niti Aayog to promote and innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. So it was set up in 2016 and the initiative focuses on creation of a problem solving and innovative mindset in school students. It also seeks to create an ecosystem of entrepreneurship in universities, research institutions, private and MSME sector. National Girl Child Day, this day is celebrated every year on January 24, and this was observed in Noklak under the theme Empowerment, Education, Digital Inclusion, Health and Leadership. And it was organized by the District Administration Noklak in collaboration with Sankalp District Hub for Empowerment Women, and Sakshi One Stop Center, Noklak, at the DC's conference hall. National Girl Child Day is observed annually on January 24 since 2008. So this day is observed to promote awareness of girls' rights, empowerment, and equal opportunities in India. The Bharat Ko Jano Yatra, this chain program was held at Siman town and it was organized by Northeast Zone Cultural Center Dimapur in collaboration with the Department of Art and Culture, Government of Nagaland. So when was NEZCC established and who is the chairman? So regarding this NEZCC, the chairman of the governing body and the executive board is the governor of Nagaland, and the chief executive officer of the center is the director. So you can clearly identify who the chairman of NEZCC if you know the governor of Nagaland. YouthNet, with funding from the Globalization Alliance of Mass Entrepreneurship, formally launched a banana fiber extraction unit at Ward 1, Mezipima town. Chief Minister's Mobile Operation Theatre Surgical Camp underway in Mezipima. So, Chief Minister Mobile Operation Theatre, it was launched on Republic Day last year, and the aim was to complete 25 locations before this year's Republic Day. So, we have to see whether it was completed or not. The Chief Minister Mobile Operation Theatre, it was established to deliver advanced surgical and healthcare services to rural and remote areas of Nagaland. So this facility, it features a fully equipped mobile surgical unit, portable diagnostic tools such as ultrasound, X-ray endoscopy, and blood testing equipment, along with instruments for minimally invasive surgery. A dedicated medical team from Kohima Hospital, supported by doctors from both private and government healthcare establishments who are committed to serving underprivileged communities, will ensure the delivery of high quality healthcare services directly to the doorstep of those in need. This mobile operation theater, it not only provides life-saving interventions, but it also serves as a model for innovative healthcare delivery, effectively bridging the gap between the urban medical facilities and the healthcare needs of remote populations. A farmer-scientist interaction program was organized at Miram Village, Pakur Village, and Partu Mithun Farm in Arunachal Pradesh by ICAR on Mithun Mazipima in collaboration with Jomolomukhu Mithun Farmers Federation. So Indian Council of Agriculture Research, it was established in 16 July 1929. Headquarters is at New Delhi. The ICAR National Research Center on Mithun Mazipima took part in the first Mithun festival held at Kpilua village, Laisong constituency, Dima Hasao, Assam. A 7-day training program on scientific beekeeping commenced at the School of Agricultural Sciences, Nagaland University, Mazipima campus. So this program was conducted under the project Quality Nucleus Stock Development Training and Demonstration among Farmers and Project Sites. So it was funded by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, through the National Bee Board under the National Beekeeping and Honey Mission. So the objective was to promote scientific beekeeping as a sustainable income generating enterprise. So regarding National Beekeeping Honey Mission, it is a central sector scheme for promoting scientific beekeeping for holistic growth of beekeeping sector to enhance agriculture production. So the total budget outlay was rupees 500 crore. The period of implementation was financial year 2020 to 21 to 25 to 26, and implementation was being done through 3 mini sessions. So the goal was to achieve sweet revolution in India. In India, the major Indian states producing honey are Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Punjab, Bihar, and Rajasthan. World Bee Day is celebrated on 28 May every year, and the National Bee Board was established in the year 2000. And regarding Nagaland Beekeeping and Honey Mission, it was launched by the government of Nagaland in October 2007, and the current chairman is Obed Quinker. So Nagaland's honey consumption is 192 grams per capita annually, which is far above the national average, that is 50 grams. So Nagaland is the first state in the country, okay, to have decided to declare 5th December every year as Nagaland Honey Bee Day. So remember that Nagaland Honey Bee Day is celebrated on 5th December, but World Honey Bee Day is celebrated on 28th May. And Mima Village is recognized as the Honey Village. Minority Affairs Department holds first awareness and sensitization program in Woka. So the presentations were given on microcredit schemes under the National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation, Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram, PM Vikas. So microcredit schemes under the National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation, it provides concessional loans to economically weaker sections of minority communities to promote self-employment and income generation. Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram, it is a centrally sponsored scheme which is aimed at creating infrastructure and economy and community assets in minority concentrated areas to ensure better socio-economic development. And PM Vikas stands for Vishwakarma Kaushal Samriddhi. It is a program which is designed to provide skill training, financial support, and market linkages to artisans and craftsmen from minority communities, thereby enhancing their livelihood opportunities. Etsuchuka is a familiar and widely recognized name among the citizens of Woka. This pond is believed to have been dug by the early British administrators who established Woka as headquarters of the Naga Hills in the year 1876. So the name, it reflects history. Etsu referring to the British and Chuka meaning pond. Thus, it literally signifies a pond created by the British. For many years, the pond has helped the people of Woka get water, but now the water in the pond is slowly disappearing because locals have dug many private bore wells nearby. Woka's water, it mainly comes from the underground sources that fill up the rainwater seeping through soil and rocks. But when people pump up a lot of water out with bore wells, the underground storage, it goes down and the springs and the lakes, they dry up. And in hilly rocky places such as Nagaland, steep slopes, they make the rainwater run off quickly instead of soaking into the ground. So the aquifers, they do not refill easily. Because the population is growing and there isn't enough public water supply, people, they rely more on groundwater, pulling it out too much and causing the water level to keep falling. So in short, the pond is drying up because too many private wells are draining the underground water that feeds it, and the hilly terrain, it makes it hard for water to refill naturally. The Project Level Watershed Mahotsav 2026, organized by the state level nodal agency under the Department of Land Resources, Government of Nagaland, as part of the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana Watershed Development Component 2.0. It was inaugurated at Cornerstone Higher Secondary School, Zinaputo. What is a watershed? A watershed is not a shed for water, but it is the shedding of water. A watershed is an area of land that collects the rainwater and channels it into a river, lake, or ocean. So if you can see here in this picture, all the waters are being collected here. So this is called a watershed. So geographic area within which all water drains into a common point. So this is the common point, okay? This is called watershed. Watershed Janbagidari Cup 2025 awardees. So it was awarded to three villages, Wamakan village in Mokchong district, Fidi village in Woka district, and Sapime village in Zanabato district. The Ministry of Rural Development has sanctioned 56 new watershed development projects under the Watershed Development Component 2.0 of the Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana in 10 best performing states. Okay, so among the 10 best performing states, Nagaland was also a part of it, and the rest of the states included Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Sikkim. And the total area covered were 2.8 lakh hectares of degraded land. PMKSY Watershed Development Component 2.0. It is a subcomponent of the overarching PMKSY initiative for conserving water and soil resources. This 2.0 was launched for 2021 to 26 with enhanced targets and revised guidelines. And PMKSY, it was launched in the year 2015 by the Ministry of Jal Shakti, and it aims to improve water access for farming, expand irrigated areas, enhance water use efficiency, and promote sustainable water conservation. Also, PMKSY, it is a centrally sponsored scheme, okay? And it is an umbrella scheme consisting of two major components being implemented by the Ministry of Jal Shakti, namely Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program and Har Khet Ko Pani. Sampurnita Abhiyan 2.0 Consultative Meeting held in Zinaputo. This Sampurnita Abhiyan 2.0, it was launched by Niti Aayog, and it is a 3-month campaign running from 28 January to 14 April 2026 to undertake a sustained effort to achieve saturation of 5 key performance indicators in aspirational districts and 6 key performance indicators in aspirational blocks across the country. Sampurnita Abhiyan 2.0, it was inaugurated by Sri B.V.R. Subramaniam, who is the CEO of Niti Aayog. The 5 identified key performance indicators across aspirational districts under Sampurnita Abhiyan 2.0 are proportion of live babies weighted at birth, tuberculosis case notification rate against estimated cases, percentage of Anganwadi centers or urban PHCs reported to have conducted at least one village health sanitation and nutrition day or urban health sanitation and nutrition day respectively in the last month, percentage of schools with functional girls' toilets, and percentage of animals vaccinated. And the six key performance indicators across all aspirational blocks are percentage of children from 6 months to 6 years taking supplementary nutrition under the ICDS program regularly, measurement efficiency of children enrolled in Anganwadi centers during the reporting month, percentage of operational Anganwadi centers with functional toilets, percentage of operational Anganwadi centers with drinking water facilities, percentage of schools having adequate number of girls' toilet facilities against the total number of schools, percentage of bovine animals vaccinated. Bovine animals, they refer to animals that belong to the cattle group, most commonly including cow, oxen, and buffaloes. As part of the government's initiative to strengthen the MSME ecosystem, a specialized capacity building program under the RAM scheme. RAM stands for Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance, and RAM is supported by the World Bank. Okay, it was organized by the Department of Industries and Commerce on January 28 at Jubilee Hall, Atoizu Town, and KPA Indoor Stadium, Ashkuto Town. The World Bank supported Central Sector Scheme RAM. So RAM is a Central Sector Scheme, and it is supported by World Bank, and it was launched by Prime Minister on 30th June 2022. So RAMP is being implemented by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises over the period of 2022 to 23 to 2026 to 27. Nagaland DC Newland bans riverbed mining. The District Commissioner of Newland in Nagaland has totally stopped the use of big machines to dig out stones, gravels, sand, or any other material from riverbeds in Newland District under Nagaland Ownership and Transfer of Land and Its Resources Act 1990 and Nagaland Minor Mineral Concession Rules 2004. Riverbed mining with heavy machinery can cause erosion, damage ecosystem, and affect the water quality. The Yimkyung Nagar community celebrates the 75th Platinum Jubilee of the sacred Sangkong Luki. It's a log drum at the Jongkyung Kyang under Sangpur village. The historic Jongkyung Kyang log drum, it is one of the oldest of the five in Sangpur village, and it was brought and installed in 1951. Okay. Anti-Leprosy Day observed in Pek Mukokchong. Anti-Leprosy Day is celebrated on 30th January. Leprosy is also known as Hansen's disease, and it is an infectious disease caused by a type of bacteria called Mycobacterium leprae. It primarily affects the skin, peripheral nerves, eyes, and other organs. The disease is transmitted through droplets from the nose and mouth of an untreated case of leprosy containing the causative agent following prolonged close contact. The disease does not spread through casual contact like shaking hands or hugging, sharing meals, or sitting next to each other. The patient stops transmitting the disease upon initiation of treatment. So it usually takes about 3 to 5 years for symptoms to appear after you come in contact with the bacteria that cause leprosy. The currently recommended treatment regimen consists of three medicines: Dapsone, Rifampicin, and Clofazimine, and it is referred to as multi-drug therapy (MDT). A community-led semi-intensive farming model has revived Mithun husbandry in Porba village, transforming it into a resilient enterprise after a devastating disease outbreak nearly wiped out the cultural significant bovine population. A village called Porba, which is about 60 kilometers from Kohima, used to raise Mithun. These animals are important to the local culture. In the year 2015 to 16, a severe disease called the foot and mouth disease hit the Mithun herd and killed almost all of them. So the number dropped over from 400 animals to just 60. So after the outbreak, only 10 families they kept rearing Mithun, and the future of Mithun farming in the village was in doubt. But now the community has started a community-led semi-intensive farming model that is bringing Mithun husbandry back to life, making it a strong and resilient business again. So regarding this foot and mouth disease, it is a highly contagious viral illness that affects cloven-hoofed animals like cattle, buffalo, and Mithun. So foot and mouth disease, it spreads through direct contact with infected animals, contaminated equipment, or even through the air in some cases. It can wipe out large herds quickly, which is what happened in Porba, reducing the Mithun population drastically. Nagaland HPV vaccination training held in Mon. So remember the full form of HPV. It stands for human papilloma virus. It is a small double-stranded DNA virus from the papillomavirus family. This virus is capable of infecting both men and women. HPV can cause genital warts and cancer in the cervix, vulva, vagina, penis, anus, and throat. HPV is responsible for about 5% of all cancers worldwide. So, the primary mode of transmission, any intimate skin to skin contact and sexually transmitted via vaginal, anal, or oral sex. The immune system usually clears the virus, but high risk strains can lead to cancer. The treatment, there is no treatment for HPV, but in most cases it goes away without treatment. So HPV vaccines do not cure cancer. They are highly effective in preventing certain associated cancers. HPV vaccine, they stimulate the immune system to recognize the virus and produce antibodies that neutralize the virus before it can cause cancer. So remember the full form of HPV, and it is a double-stranded DNA virus. PM Viswakarma Awareness Workshop held in Dimapur. PM Viswakarma scheme, it is a central sector scheme and it is aimed at recognizing and empowering traditional artisans and craftspeople who are engaged in 18 identified trades such as carpentry, basket weaving, blacksmithing, which are deeply rooted in India's cultural and occupational heritage. So PM Viswakarma scheme, it was launched by Prime Minister on 17th of September 2023. Nagaland Climate Action Forum 2026, it was held at Dimapur under the theme From Heat to Action Rethinking Urban Resilience in Dimapur. So this forum, that is Nagaland Climate Action Forum, it is a continuation of the Run for Green Dimapur initiative, and it marks a shift towards a more structured and action-oriented engagement on urban climate challenges. Nagaland Tool Room and Training Center Dimapur organized an inaugural on for the first batch of 22 candidates under the Jobs in Germany initiative. So last month, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the government of Nagaland through Nagaland Tourism and Training Center Dimapur and Jobs in Germany GmbH to provide employment for the Nagas youths in Germany. So when was Nagaland Tourism and Training Center established? Nagaland Tourism and Training Center Dimapur and Sion Foundation Hyderabad have signed a memorandum of understanding at the Sion Foundation head office, Hyderabad, to strengthen skill development and employability initiatives for the youth of Nagaland. Kuda Cold Storage has officially reopened its facility at Fikmal Model Village in Dimapur. So this cold storage has been sealed in 2019 by NETFI, but the court later ruled out in the favor of Kuda Cold Storage, citing Article 371A, Section 12 of the Constitution of India. So Article 371, it talks about a special provision with respect to the state of Nagaland. So here are some of the other articles which give special provisions to other states, so you can go through this. Regarding NETFI, it stands for Northeastern Development Finance Corporation, and it is a public limited company which was established in the year 1995 to foster economic growth in Northeast India. So NETFI, it provides financial assistance and advisory services to various enterprises ranging from micro to large scale, focusing on industrial, infrastructure, and agri-allied projects. The Northeast Integration Rally, organized by the Knowledge Research Center, reached Dimapur on January 16 as part of its month-long journey across the northeastern states. So this rally was flagged off from Kolkata, okay? And it is described as one of India's most distinctive cultural journeys, which is aimed at fostering regional bonding through people-to-people interaction. So during this rally, one of the officials underlined the importance of amateur, which is also known as ham radio. And ham radio, it is a licensed radio service that relies on radio waves for establishing communication. So in India, any individual above the age of 12 is permitted to operate a ham radio. And to obtain a ham radio license, it requires passing an examination which is conducted by Ministry of Communications. Angshuman De, who is the Joint Secretary of Ministry of Donor, conducted an inspection of projects under the PM Divine and Northeastern Council schemes in Dimapur district during his official visit to Nagaland. So they inspected the construction of the Sritongse Dimapur substation, which was being executed under the PM Divine scheme. So PM Divine scheme, it is a central sector scheme introduced in the Union Budget 2022-23 with the aim of promoting rapid and holistic development in the northeastern region. So this scheme was approved by the cabinet on 12 October 2022 with a total financial outlay of 6,600 crore for the period of 22-23 to 2025-26. So this scheme, that is PM Divine, it is implemented by the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region. So it aligns with the PM Gati Shakti, and PM Gati Shakti, it focuses on cohesive funding of infrastructure projects to ensure seamless connectivity and accessibility across northeastern region. So PM Gati Shakti National Plan, it was launched by PM Narendra Modi on October 13, 2021. The East India Dimapur Area Village Council Chairman's Forum has extended its support to the demand of the Dimapur-based CSO led by Naga Council Dimapur for a lifting of the Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act, that is NLTP Act 1989. So in the press release, the forum remarked that the decades-old prohibition law has become a cruel paradox, causing severe damage to the moral, social, and ethical lives of our people instead of safeguarding them. So according to this forum, they argue that Dimapur has become the epicenter of illegal liquor circulation in Nagaland. So Northeast India has high demand for meat consumption. So Northeast India, which accounts for nearly 9% of the country's total meat consumption, despite comprising only of 4% of the population. Indian Council of Agricultural Research, it was established on 16 July 1929. So Chief Minister Dr. Neferio on January 14 declared Chungtia village under Mukokchung district as a tourist destination, following a request from the Chungtia Village Council and the Chungtia Students Union. So this declaration was made during the 70th General Conference of the Ao Kakachir Mungdang, which was held at Chungtia village. So the Chief Minister noted that the presence of several natural and cultural attractions, including Tuvlong, Yumrongdong, and a perennial pond located atop a mountain, which qualifies Chungtia as a significant tourist destination. So, along with the mentioned sites, there are also other key heritage sites like the Yimpang Sengkum, Sengkum Api, and Tungdan. It is a log drum. So, Tuvlong is an ancestral sacred site which is situated at the highest peak of the village. So, if you can see here in this picture, and it is regarded as the original settlement site of Chungkya. It is also a natural cliff that historically served as a defensive barrier. And Yumrongdong, it is a sacred tree and is associated with the Yumrong ceremony, which marked communal victory following warfare during the headhunting era. And Arijuma Situ, it is a sacred perennial pond located on a mountain peak and was traditionally used as a site for rain prayers where the community would gather during periods of drought. So this is the Arijuma Situ. And this is the Tungdan. A smart classroom was inaugurated at government's primary school Shitilong Mukokchung, marking a collaborative initiative between the district administration Mukokchung and the State Bank of India under the bank's Empowering Education Corporate Social Responsibility Program. So CSR, it is a business model that encourages companies to operate in ways that enhance society and the environment while being accountable to their stakeholders and the public. So CSR was made mandatory in India through the Companies Act 2013, making India the first country in the world to legislate CSR pending. So the eligibility criteria under Section 135 Companies Act 2013. So CSR provisions apply to companies that meet any one of the following in the preceding financial year. So net worth should be rupees 500 crore or more, turnover rupees 1000 crore or more, net profit rupees 500 crore or more. So such companies must spend at least 2% of the average net profits of the last 3 years on CSR activities. Gandhi Shilip Bazaar was inaugurated at Mukokchung. One person has been arrested by the Central Goods and Services Tax Office Dimapur for allegedly issuing fake invoices and availing fraudulent input tax credit. As per the press release from CGS Dimapur, it informed that the person was found to have committed offences under Section 1321B, that is issuing invoice or bill without supply of goods or services, and Section 1321C, fraudulently availing input tax credit of the CGST Act 2017. So both offences are cognizable and non-bailable. A working white paper titled From Heat to Action Rethinking Urban Resilience in Dimapur at the Nagaland Climate Action Forum 2026 was held in Dimapur. So here, the Chakramam Public Organization has told the authorities to act quickly because the Assam Rifles Training Center has been using land that belongs to the Airport Authority of India without permission for a very long time. So in 1987, the Indian Air Force gave the Dimapur airfield to the National Airports Authority, which is now called the Airport Authority of India. So this handover was officially signed by Squadron Leader B.S. Bamra for the Air Force, making it clear that the Airport Authority of India owns the land. So the Chakrama Public Organization, they won the Assam Rifles Training Center to stop using the Airport Authority land illegally and hand it back because the ownership belongs to the Airport Authority of India. So Assam Rifle, it was formed in the year 1835. The motto is Friends of the Hills People, Sentinels of the Northeast. So Assam Rifle, it is the oldest paramilitary force in India, and originally it was raised as Chachar Levy in the year 1835 a militia to protect tea gardens and the fertile plains of Assam against the unruly tribes. An airport authority of India, it was founded on 1st April 1995. Inner Wheel District 324 has announced the distribution of wheelchair to beneficiaries during its upcoming district conference, Sanknath, marking the 50th anniversary of the Association of the Inner Wheel Clubs in India. So Inner Wheel District 324, it was formed in the year 1992 with 10 clubs. The Kohima Press Club celebrated 25 years of storytelling under the theme Traversing 25 Years of Storytelling, Inspiring the Future. So Kohima Press Club celebrated their 25th anniversary. Kohima Press Club was established in the year 20th January 2001, and last month they celebrated their 25th anniversary. Alice Yoshe, she created history by becoming the first woman president of Kohima Press Club, and she is still the president of Kohima Press Club. The first drafting committee of the Kohima Press Club Constitution was formed under the chairmanship of Gidon L. Sumi, with Kopilo Kromi as secretary and Atul Sharma and Xavier Rutsa and Malezole Kire as members. So these are the list of newspapers in Nagaland: Ao Milan, Kapi, Nagaland Post, Eastern Mirror, Tir Yum Yum, The Morong Express, Nagamis Kobor. And who is the president of Press Club of India? So recall this. The State Council of Educational Research and Training, Nagaland, has informed on release of the Parak Rashtriya Sarvekshan PRS report to 2024 for Nagaland. So this report, it provides a comprehensive picture of student learning outcomes and school education practices across grades 3, 6, and 9. This survey was earlier known as the National Achievement Survey, and it was conducted by Parak NCERT under the Ministry of Education. So researchers from Nagaland University and the University of Science and Technology Beijing, they have found a way to turn waste apple leaves into tiny carbon particles called quantum dots. So these dots, they can protect metals like copper from rusting in acidic conditions. So this protection is very effective. It stops about 94% of corrosion at low doses, and it can reach 96.2% effectiveness if the metal is exposed for a longer period. So this whole process is eco-friendly, and it helps solve the big industrial problem of metal corrosion. So the researchers basically turned waste apple leaves into something useful to prevent metal corrosion. So Nagaland University was established on 6th September 1994. The chancellor is Dr. Samudra Gupta Kashyap and vice chancellor is Jagadish K. Patnaik. A two-day Indian Council of Social Science Research sponsored national seminar on the theme Interwoven Voices, Indigenous Languages and Music as Cultural Anchors in Northeast India was held at Tetso College. So Tetso College, in collaboration with One Window and the Placement Channel, made history by hosting Nagaland's first ever international education fair. So when was Tetso College established? The Office of the Chief Electoral Officer, Nagaland, presented the state-level Best Booth Level Officer Award to Sentitula from Mokokchung District for her dedication in discharging of her electoral duties. Abhijit Sinha, he handed over the award during the state-level celebration of 16th National Voters' Day 2026 under the theme My India, My Vote at Kohima. So when is National Voters' Day celebrated? New chairman of the Nagaland Public Service Commission has been appointed, and he is A. Pitoho Chopi. So he will hold office for 6 years or until he attains the age of 62 years, whichever is earlier. The appointment and term of office of member is in Article 316 of the Indian Constitution. So we can go through this. Varun Aluwalia takes charge as AG Nagaland. Sang Yusang as Pongoner of Pungma Village in Mukokchung District is among the Padma Shri awardees for 2026 under the Unsung Heroes category. So he was conferred the Padma Shri Award in the field of arts for his lifelong contribution to our Naga folk tradition. He is 81 years old, and he is an eminent our folk artist and a composer who has devoted decades to preserving and promoting Naga indigenous cultural heritage. The President's Police Medal for Distinguished Service has been awarded to Ben Longkaper, while Police Medal for Meritorious Service was awarded to Lanonchuba Longchar, Assistant Commander, Mepu Konyak. Nagaland's rich indigenous food heritage has received international recognition with Thiok Yong. This is a traditional fermented crab delicacy of the Lotha Naga tribe, and it won the Food of the Himalayas contest during the World Food Day 2025 celebration. So World Food Day is observed annually on 16th October, and last year's theme, that is 2025, was Hand in Hand for Better Foods and a Better Future. The third volume of poems, This Island, was released, and it was released by Dr. Dharlando Cutting, Pro-Chancellor of Northeast Christian University in Dimapur. So the author of this book is Mona Lisa Chankija. So she was the founder of Nagaland Page. Okay, that was a daily English newspaper which was founded in the year 1999, but it ceased publication last in the year 2024 in December. TAFMA, in partnership with Indian Performance Rights Society, will be setting up IPRS IP Hub soon in Nagaland, bringing copyright awareness, royalty support, and hands-on guidance on metadata management closer to music creators and independent artists right where they create. So the hub will teach creators how to protect their music and make sure they get paid when their songs are used. So it's a local effort to make the music industry fairer for artists in India. A recent example will be last Christmas there was a Nagami song that went viral, right? The title, I'm not very sure about the title, but it was something like Bosti Double A, something like that. So it became very viral. So someone stole that song and put it on Spotify and claimed it as their own original work. So it was wrong because the real creator didn't get any credit or money. So in this case, the IP Hub will help prevent such theft by teaching artists about copyright and how to manage their music rights so the original creator gets the recognition and royalties they deserve. So when was TAFMA established and who is the chairman of TAFMA? Saratov State Conservatory, Russian Federation, and Nagaland Conservatory of Music have formally signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen bilateral cooperation and foster long-term collaboration in the fields of music education and cultural exchange. So this MOU establishes a framework for exchange of experience and expertise in educational, methodical, artistic, and scientific spheres. Methanile Jutakre, he is known as the Kishore Kumar of Northeast, and he was conferred the One India Award 2026, that is our Northeast. Nagaland based folk fusion band Abiogenesis has released their latest single, Let's Spend Our Lives Together. So, Abiogenesis, it is a folk fusion band from Nagaland. It was formed in the year 1992 and they have been performing since 2005. Hovi is a fusion of Naga and other Indian folk with various forms of modern music. Another unique feature of the band is that they play a new wind musical instrument made of bamboo called bamhum, okay, and it was invented by a band member named Moa. So this is bahum, bamhum. Trans Effect from Nagaland created history by performing at Lollapalooza in Mumbai. It is one of the world's largest and most influential music festival. Trans Effect also performed at the Hosur Music Tet Festival, and this Hosur Music Tet Festival is one of Vietnam's largest and most anticipated music events. The Hill Butters will release the Chakasang Wrestling Anthem. Nagaland Archery Association President Chakraval Osoro, she has been elected to the prestigious post of Vice President Archery Association of India. The president is Arjun Munda. So Chief Minister Dr. Nifrio is the president of the Naga Olympic Association. Nagaland Basketball Association has announced that Imkam Naro Ozukum of Mungsunyimti village and Sinti Tushi Jamir of Chungtia village have been certified as B-level referees. Two athletics coaches from Nagaland Athletics Association, Asako and Inato, will take part in the World Athletics Coaches Education and Certification System Level 1 course being organized by the Athletics Federation of India at the Sai Netaji Subhash National Institute of Sports, Patiala. Jeremy Nitova Zimomi, aged 8, has become the youngest rated chess player from Nagaland after receiving the FIDO ELO rating 142. So he is the grandson of Niferio, our chief minister. The Nagaland ISKA team participated in the ISKA Open International Kickboxing Championship held at Bali Gunj Arena, Kolkata. The Nagaland team won 1 gold medal, 7 silver medal, and 9 bronze medal, and 1 title belt. Nagaland participated in the 68th National Cross Country Championship 2026, which was held at Ranchi, Jharkhand. Pikato V. Awami won the gold medal in the under 23 male 54 kg category at the 7th Mautai Senior National Championship, which was held at Telangana. A 17-member contingent of veteran footballers in the 50 plus category from Nagaland departed for Pune to participate in the 8th National Master Games. So a person who is 60 years old is called as, one who is 70 years old is called as, one who is 80 years is called as, and one who is 90 years is called as. Nagaland celebrated a historic family double as siblings Kiton Lotono and Nia K Tono both seized gold in beach Pencak Silat at the Khelo India Beach Games 2026. Hagnam Kongsai secured a silver medal in the women's 50 to 55 kg category. So the second edition of Khelo India Beach Games, it was held in Gogala Beach, Diu from 5th January to 11th January 2026. So the number of sports disciplines were 8, There were six competitive and two demo sports. The demo sports included Malakam and beach tug of war. The mascot was Pearl. It is a dolphin, and the slogan was "Khel ke sitare diyu ke kinare." So the top rankers were Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Manipur, and Nagaland ranked at the ninth position. So the UT of Daman and Diu has been merged with the UT of Dadra and Nagar Haveli, and the new UT is called Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu with effect from 26 January 2020. The Nagaland Wrestling Association team clinched 22 medals at the 13th All India Traditional Wrestling and Concussion Federation National Wrestling Championship 2026, which was held at Goa. The Nagaland Karate team won three medals at the 10th ISKF All India Karate Do Championship, which was held at Kuresong in Darjeeling district of West Bengal. A 16-member veteran football squad from Mokokchung has departed from Pune to represent this has been repeated. So Nagaland will host the ninth Northeast Youth Festival in March 2026. Rubber is known as the white gold of Nagaland. So rubber is a crop that not only sustains livelihoods, but it also strengthens rural economies. So beyond its economic value, rubber farming conserves soil, it reduces the erosion, and it enriches greenery. In Nagaland, rubber cultivation has emerged as a major livelihood and land use alternative, offering a sustainable option to traditional farming. So the main rubber growing districts in Nagaland includes parts of Wokha, Newland, Mukokchung, Dimapur, Peren, Longland, and Mon. A shootout occurred near Pangsu Pass between rival NSC and K Naga political groups on the Myanmar side of the Indo-Myanmar border. So this Pangsu Pass, it is a mountain pass on the crest of Patkai Hills, forming part of Indo-Myanmar border in Arunachal Pradesh. So this Pangsu Pass, it connects India's Arunachal Pradesh and the Myanmar's Saigon region. The 10th Pangsu Pass International Festival it is held at Nampung in Changlang district. So here you can see this image here. And remember that Stillwell Road is also known as Ledo Road. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act in Nagaland. So this has been replaced by VBG Ramji Bill. So how many days of wage employment does the VBG Ram Bill guarantee per financial year? So this is for you to recall. Speaking at the launching program of protest against repealing of Manrega at Congress Bhavan Kohima, Saptagiri Sankar Ulaka, who is the chairperson of the Standing Committee on Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, reported that material costs worth approximately rupees 100 crore under the scheme have been pending for the last 9 months in the state. Furthermore, the wage payments amounting to nearly rupees 30 lakh have not been cleared for over a year. So Nagaland had one of the lowest Manrega wage rates in the country at rupees 241 per day. The Nagas People Convention was one of the principal instruments of the statehood demand. So the three Naga People Convention took place in Kohima in the year 1957. The second, it took place in Mokokchung in the year 1958, and then the third, it was held in Mokokchung in the year 1959. Section 17A of the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. So under this, it bars any police officer from conducting an inquiry or investigation into offences under the Act without prior approval of the competent authority where the alleged offense relates to a decision or recommendation made in official duty. So it means that if a public servant does something as part of his job and someone wants to investigate him for corruption because of that act, the police cannot begin the inquiry on their own. They must first get approval from a competent authority before they can start looking into it. So the police cannot start an investigation into a corruption case. They first need a permission from a proper authority. Kohima was originally known as Quehira. It was established in the year 1879. So this name, Quehira, it is derived from the Angami word Kefu Kwehi, which means to meet and assemble together, and Ra means village, with its area jurisdiction. So according to oral history, the historical founder of Quehira was Sira, who is a stone defender. Home Department appoints census officers 2027. So the year 2027 will be the first digital census, and it is the 16th census and the 8th census since independence. A census is an official enumeration of population providing vital statistics on demography, economy, and social cultural aspects at every administrative level. So it is conducted after every 10 years under the supervision of the Registrar General and the Census Commission of India, Ministry of Home Affairs. It is backed by the Census Act 1948 and Census Rules 1990. So it falls under Union List Entry 69, 7 Schedule of the Constitution. The first non-synchronous census was conducted in the year 1872, and the first complete synchronous census was conducted in the year 1881 by W.C. Plowden. Henry Walter is regarded as the father of Indian census. The last census was conducted in 2011, and it was supposed to be conducted in 2021, the next census, but it was delayed due to COVID-19. So this census 2027, it will be conducted in two phases. So Nagaland has set fees deadlines for birth and death registration. So birth and deaths reported within 21 days are registered free of cost, but if it is reported between 21 to 30 days, there will be a late fee of rupees 20, and if it is registered after 30 days but within 1 year, it will require a written permission of the district registrar and a fee of rupees 50. So birth can be registered without the child's name initially, with the name being added within 12 months free of cost or up to 15 years later on a payment of nominal fee. So if the name is being added within 12 months, it will be free of cost. But if it is added after 12 months up to 15 years, there will be a payment of a nominal fee. At the national level, the Office of the Registrar General of India, under the Ministry of Home Affairs, oversees the implementation of Registration of Birth and Death Acts, while in Nagaland, the Department of Economics and Statistics has been implementing the authority since the year 1974. Director of Fire and Emergency Services Nagaland has urged the public and village councils to take proactive measures to prevent rampant forest burning during the ongoing dry and rainy season. The State Forest Department informs that Nagaland recorded 188 forest fires incidents in the year 2025, with Kohima accounting for nearly half of 91 cases. So, out of the 188 forest fires incidents last year, Kohima accounted for 91 cases. Marking the 77th Republic Day of India with patriotism and unity, Friends on Wheels Motorcycle Club Nagaland, in collaboration with 9th Assam Rifle Jalaki, organized Ride with Pride Volume 5. So this event stood as a powerful symbol of national pride, brotherhood, and youth-driven energy, and it was guided by the motto, driven by youth, powered by speed. The Nagaland Flat Fenders Club created history by leading a World War II-era Jeep Peace Rally along the historic Steelwell Road. So Steelwell Road is also known as Leather Road, during the Pangsao International Festival in Arunachal Pradesh from January 19 to 22nd, marking the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. So a convoy of 15 restored wheelies and 4 World War II jeeps from Nagaland spearheaded the commemorative rally, retracing key wartime routes and landmarks across the eastern Himalayas. The club participated as state guest of the Arunachal Pradesh government. So the 4-day rally, it covered 878 kilometers, and it began on January 19 from Hump World War II Museum in Pasighat to Namsai, passing through the Siang River Valley. So Auhali village is known as a zero hunting village. Which neighboring country does the Steelwell Road connect India with? And when was the Second World War started? The Mokokchung Chamber of Commerce and Industry has proposed a set of measures which is aimed at improving the ease of doing business in Nagaland, with particular focus in Mokokchung and other remote districts. So these are some of the suggested measures, so you can go through this. The Ease of Doing Business portal was officially launched last year on November 18 at the Office of Labour Commissioner in Kohima. All India Congress Committee has announced the appointment of more than 120 All India Congress Committee observers under its Sangathan Srijan Abhiyan initiatives. The organizational drive is aimed at strengthening district level leadership through the selection of District Congress Committee presidents across 6 states, that is Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Goa, Nagaland, Manipur, and Meghalaya. So Nagaland will have 9 observers of All India Congress Committee. So when was Indian National Congress formed? The 77th Republic Day 2026 was held at Nagaland Civil Secretariat Plaza, Kohima. Abhijit Sinha was the chief guest, and during the program, prize distribution was carried out for the exhibition stalls, participating parade contingents, and football teams. So, under exhibition stalls, the Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Sciences Nagaland stall, which featured exhibition cum sale of local eggs, dairy products, live rabbits, and quails, animal feed products, and distribution of educational flyers. They bagged the first prize in this exhibition. In the parade contingent uniform category, Tripura Police secured the first position, and in the parade contingent non-uniformed category, NCC girls won first prize. The award for the best parade commander was conferred to Z. Surhose Kajiri. So this was displayed at the president's at-home reception at Rashtrapati Bhavan on Republic Day. So you can go through these images and the details given here. The 111th birthday anniversary of Rani Gaidanlu, legendary freedom fighter and revered Naga spiritual leader, was observed in Delhi and Dimapur with programs honoring her life, struggle, and enduring legacy. So Rani Gaidanlu was born on 26 January 1915 in Nungkhaw village, now in Manipur, India. So at the age of 13, she joined the Heraka movement, which was founded by her cousin Haipu Jadonam, who was a spiritual leader and who opposed the British rule. So, following Jadonang's execution in 1931, Rani Gaidanu assumed leadership, continuing the fight against the colonial oppression. So, Heraka means pure, and the movement it aimed to revitalize the indigenous religion, where the followers worship Tinkau Ragwan, which is the name of the supreme god in the Tinkau Rawang Chaprik religion. So, in 1934, she founded a tribal organization called the Kabini Samiti. Okay, and later in 1937, Jawaharlal Nehru, she met Gaidenlu in Shillong and was deeply moved by her determination and commitment to her country's independence. And Jawaharlal Nehru, she referred Rani Gaidenlu as Daughter of the Hills and bestowed the title Rani in honor of her bravery and leadership. She was also awarded Padma Bhushan in the year 1982. So another fire erupted in the Zuku Valley. So this is the Bambi bucket. So Zugu Valley is situated at an altitude of about 2452 meters and it lies between Nagaland and Manipur. So it is famous for its Zuku lily, seasonal wildflowers, and breathtaking landscape. So the valley's name translates to cold water valley. So Zuku Valley means cold water valley. And it has deep cultural significance among the local tribes. So Zuku lily, it is a rare flower found only in this region. So this concludes the Nagaland portion. So the next section it consists of some of the national news which was covered in the local dailies. India's first Vande Bharat sleeper train was flagged off by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So the service will operate between Howrah in West Bengal and Guwahati, Kamakhya in Assam. The Vande Bharat sleeper is capable of operating at a speed of up to 180 km per hour. And the first Vande Bharat Express was launched on February 15, 2019 on the New Delhi Kanpur Prayagraj Varanasi corridor. The Northeast Frontier Railway have introduced advanced Fluke II-905 acoustic imager technology at the Guwahati's coaching depot, stick line and pit line. This tool will help find leaks in the air brake and pneumatic systems of air railways. Normally, the detecting of such leaks is tricky because you cannot see them. So the acoustic imager will use sound to see and show where a leak is happening, making it quick and easy to spot problems like distributor valve leakage, air bellow leakage, and air brake pipe leakages. So by finding these leaks fast, the railway can fix them and make the coaches safer for passengers and staff. Lakshman Prasad Acharya, who is the governor of Assam, has inaugurated six-day faculty development program on Indian knowledge system and artificial science at Cotton University. So according to Article 135, it states that there shall be a governor for each state. The 19.3 Dubri Pulbari Bridge, after it's completed, it will become India's longest river bridge, linking Dubri in western Assam and Pulbari in Meghalaya. Another landmark project reshaping Assam's infrastructure is the Bogibal Bridge, which connects Dibrugarh and Dhimaji districts in Upper Assam. It was inaugurated in 2018 and this 4.94-kilometer long bridge is India's longest road cum rail bridge. The Dhola Sadia Bridge, officially known as Dr. Bhupen Hazarika Setu, it is longest bridge in India in the year 2025. So it spans approximately 9.15 kilometers over the Lohit River, which is a tributary of Brahmaputra in Assam. A deal of contract was signed between the state football associations of the Northeast and Japan-based firm Best Serve Inc. to launch the Northeast Football League. So through this initiative, it will strengthen the football structure and creating long-term opportunities for local talent. Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant, has laid the foundation stone of a new integrated judicial court complex at Rang Mahal in North Guwahati. The Guwahati High Court has jurisdiction over Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, and Nagaland. And the Guwahati High Court was established on 1st March 1948, and currently there are 25 high courts in India. IIT Guwahati researchers have developed a predictive framework that has identified 492 potential glacial lake formation sites in the eastern Himalayas. So these findings were recently published in the scientific reports highlighting the new risk of glacial lake outburst floods. PM Modi addresses Baguramba Doho celebrating Bodo heritage. So recently, the Prime Minister of India witnessed a performance of the traditional Baguramba dance of the Bodo community in Assam, with over 10,000 artists participating in the program. So Baguramba dance is also known as the dance of butterflies. So it is one of the folk dances of the Bodo community, which is deeply inspired by nature. So it represents peace, fertility, joy, and collective harmony, and it is closely associated with festivals such as Buisagu, the Bodo New Year, and Domasi. So the features of Baguramba dance, this dance symbolizes blooming flowers and it reflects harmony between human life and the world. So it features gentle flowing movements that imitate butterflies, birds, leaves, and flowers. So it is traditionally performed only by women of the Bodo community with the musical instruments played by their male counterparts. So remember, it is performed by women of the Bodo community and the musical instruments are played by their male counterparts. So the dancers dress in hand-woven bright red, yellow, and green dokna, jumgra, and aronai. So here you can see this picture. The musical instruments it include the traditional kam, which is a drum made of wood and goat skin, including sifung, a bamboo flute, and other wooden instruments like jota, gongna, and tharka. So Satriya was recognized in Dash as a classical dance by Sangeet Natak Academy. So in which year, okay? Bodo language was added in the Schedule 8 of the Indian Constitution in which year? Assam has been conferred with the most proactive state under RCS Uran award at Wings India 2026 being held in Hyderabad. So regional connectivity scheme Ure Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. The Northeast Frontier Railway has signed a memorandum of understanding with the State Bank of India for cash pickup facilities at 400 stations across its network, aiming to strengthen financial efficiency, safety, and transparency. So, how many banks were merged in the year 1921 to form the Imperial Bank of India? A team of scientists from Mizoram, in collaboration with researchers from Russia, Germany, and Vietnam, has identified a new species of reed, corrected a long standing taxonomic misidentification, and added a previously unknown species to India's reptile fauna. So the new species has been named Calamaria mizoraменsis after the state where it was discovered. So this is this Calamaria mizoraменsis. So which state is known as Molasses Basin? Mizoram is set to celebrate the Chap Charkut festival from March 9. Mizoram Chief Minister Lalduma had laid the foundation stone of rupees 676.98 crore Turini Small Hydro Project in Aizawl district. So this project will have a generating capacity of 24 megawatt. This Turini Small Hydro Project, it will be implemented as an externally aided project to be funded by the New Development Bank through loan. So 80% of the project cost will be borne by the center, while 20% will be contributed by the state government. Meghalaya has secured one gold and two silver awards at the prestigious Scorch Awards. So the gold award was conferred on the Mushroom Development Center, Upper Shillong, for its outstanding work at the Shiitake Production and Training Center, enabling livelihood generation, skill development, and sustainable agriculture. So Maulinong in Meghalaya's East Kasi district, it was in the news. So this village is known as Asia's cleanest village, okay, and it will be closed to single day tourists on Sundays from now onwards. So the wettest place in the world is Chief Minister of Meghalaya Conrad K. Sangma reached out to the villagers of Memilan under Adokre CNRD block as part of the first CM Connect program of 2026. So this initiative, that is CM Connect program, it is aimed at strengthening direct interaction between the government and the people at the grassroots level. So CM Connect program, it is designed to bridge the gap between the administrator and the people by taking governance directly to villages, allowing citizens to voice their concerns without intermediaries and ensuring transparency, accountability, and swift grievance redressal. A one-member panel appointed by the Meghalaya High Court to handle coal-related issues sought a report from Meghalaya police on the reported death of two coal miners in an illegal mine in East Jantia Hills district. So actually, the National Green Tribunal has banned the hazardous rat hole coal mining in April 2014. Okay, but still illegal mining is being going on. So you might have come across news like where coal miners have died. So red hole coal mining, it is a process. Suppose this is a mountain and then small holes are being dug. Okay, so the people they bend and go inside and they do the mining. So it is very risky for their lives. So because of that, the National Green Tribunal they banned this red hole coal mining in April 2014. Okay, but still people really like to break rules for their benefits. The Nagaland Green Tribunal, it was established on October 18, 2010 under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 to expedite environmental justice in India. So the type of coal found in Meghalaya, is it tertiary or Gondwana? Heli War of Sage Village, Sora Meghalaya. He has been awarded the prestigious Padma Shri 2026 for his remarkable contribution to social work, environmental conservation, and the preservation of the indigenous practices. So Heli War, he has dedicated his life to weaving the Living Roots bridges. So the Living Root bridges is in Meghalaya. Bird watchers spotted a flock of pin-tailed parrot finches inside the Namdapha National Park and Tiger Reserve. So this Namdapha National Park, it is in Arunachal Pradesh, and the male parrotfinch has green leaf plumage, a blue face, and a reddish belly, and a long pointed tail measuring about 15 centimeters. So this here is the male parrotfinch, and this one is the female parrotfinch, which is smaller, around 12 centimeter, with a dull coloring and no red on the belly. So if the red is there, this means male, no red female. So scientists have discovered two new frog species in Arunachal Pradesh. That is Leptobrachium somani and Leptobrachium mechuca. The Sikkim police was awarded the President's Police Color, which is known as Nishan, making Sikkim the 15th state in India and the third state in Northeast. So the first state in Northeast to receive this President's Police Color was Tripura, and the second state is Assam. So President's Police Color Award, it is popularly known as Nishan, okay, and it is a ceremonial honor which is granted to police forces for exceptional service, bravery, discipline, and professionalism. So this award is symbolized by a flag and insignia which is worn with pride on the left sleeve of the uniform. So the Indian Navy was the first Indian armed forces to be awarded the President Color by Dr. Rajendra Prasad on May 27, 1951. So Manipur, Tripura, and Meghalaya, they celebrated their statehood day on 21st January. So on this day in the year 1972, all three became a full-fledged state under the Northeastern Areas Reorganization Act 1971. So these are some of the statehood years of different Northeast states. The Golden Whisk, a culinary and entrepreneurship platform for the bakers and brewers from the Northeast, was held at Siliguri, West Bengal. So recently, the Enforcement Directorate, they went to the Supreme Court saying that Mamata Banerjee-led West Bengal government was interfering with the research operations at the Kolkata office of a political consultancy firm called the Indian Political Action Committee and the residence of its director Pratik Jain. So the 2026 elections will be for the 18th Legislative Assembly of West Bengal. So IPAC, it was started in the year 2013 to 14 and it was originally known as Citizens for Accountable Governance and later it became the Indian Political Action Committee. So it was set up by Prashant Kishore, a political strategist known for election management and campaign design. So this group, it aims to give professionals, especially the young graduates and specialists, a structured way to get involved in political strategy, voter outreach, and governance advocacy without actually joining a political party. So, from exam perspective, we have to be aware of the international land borders. So, in India and Afghanistan, they share 106 kilometer. India, Pakistan, 3323 kilometer. Indochina, 3488 kilometer. India and Bhutan, 699 kilometer. India and Nepal, 1751 kilometer. India and Myanmar, 1643 kilometer. And India and Bangladesh, 4096.7 kilometer. So Assam, West Bengal, Mizoram, Meghalaya, and Tripura are the five Indian states that borders the Bangladesh. And then the present-day Bangladesh, it was earlier called as East Pakistan when it was part of Pakistan, and Bangladesh was separated from Pakistan in the year 1971. So Justice A. Muhammad Mustaq was sworn in as the 24th Chief Justice of the Sikkim High Court. And the oath was ministered by Governor Om Prakash Mathur. So Om Prakash Mathur is the governor for the state of Sikkim. So Article 214 it states that there shall be a high court for each state, and Article 217 it talks about the appointment and conditions of the office of a judge of a high court. So the Supreme Court judge retires at the age of 65 and High Court judge it retires at the age of 62. Government of NCT of Delhi signed a landmark memorandum of understanding with the Reserve Bank of India. So air quality has recently been in the news for quite a while now. So remember the six categories of air quality index, okay? So for good, it ranges from 0 to 50. If the air quality index, it ranges from 0 to 50, it is good. 51 to 100 is satisfactory. 101 to 200, moderately polluted. 201 to 300, the category is poor. And 301 to 400, very poor. And then in severe cases, it ranges from 401 to 500. India's first government-run artificial intelligence clinic, it was launched at Government Institute of Medical Sciences in Greater Noida. The Indian International Conference on Democracy and Election Management, so it was held in New Delhi, and the current Chief Election Commissioner of India is Gyanesh Kumar, and they launched ECNet, okay? ECNet is a unified digital platform integrating over 40 apps and web services. So this platform has been developed in all 22 languages along with English. So what is the tenure of ECI? IIT Bombay launches BrainProt V3.0 and DrugProt AI. So BrainProt V3.0, it is a platform to unify brain disease data, and DrugProt AI, it is a platform to predict druggable protein targets for researchers. So the main thinking part of the human brain is Anandiban Patel. Okay, he is the governor of Uttar Pradesh and he inaugurated the 86th All India Presiding Officers Conference at UP Vidhan Sabha in Lucknow. So this marked UP's fourth time hosting the conference. So the theme was Strong Legislature, Prosperous Nation. So the first All India Presiding Officers Conference was held in Shimla in Himachal Pradesh in the year 1921. India has launched its first ever open sea marine fish farming project from the Andaman Sea. So this project it focuses on high value species like cobia and silver pompano. At least two new species of birds have been reported in the Pongdam Lake in Kangra district. So Pongdam Lake is also known as Maharana Pratap Sagar and it is a man-made reservoir formed due to the construction of Pongdam on the Bias River. So it is in the Kangra district of Himachal Pradesh. It was constructed in the year 1975 and it is one of the largest man-made wetlands in northern India. So it covers about 245 square kilometer. So Pongdam Lake was designated as a Ramsar site in the year 2002. So currently how many Ramsar sites are there in India? Gujarat launches the Mukhya Mantri Gramothan Yojana. So it was launched by Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel. So Chief Minister of Gujarat is Bhupendra Patel from the Anand district. Okay. Indian Railways have achieved a milestone in sustainable transport after successfully operationalizing the country's first liquefied natural gas diesel, dual fuel diesel electric multiple unit train at Sabarmati and Ahmedabad. So the government of Tamil Nadu has launched the free laptop distribution under the Ulagam Ungal Kayil scheme with the objective of strengthening digital education across this state. So the name of the scheme, Ulagam Ungal Kayil, it means the world is in your hands. Kochi in Kerala is set to host the 9th International Spice Conference from 23rd to 26th of February 2026. So it will be organized by the All India Spices Exporters Forum. The theme will be Spice 360 Getting Future Ready. So the conference will be inaugurated by Amitabh Kant, who was the former G20 Sherpa and the former CEO of Niti Aayog. Odisha government has launched the OADMP, okay? They might just give you this. Which state government has launched the OADMP? So it stands for Odisha Agriculture Drought Mitigation Program. So this program it aims to build climate resilience, enhance productivity, and promote the crop diversification in drought-prone districts. So this program has been launched under the National Disaster Mitigation Fund. The annual census of Irrawaddy dolphins has commenced in Odisha's Chilka Lake. So Chilka Lake is Asia's largest brackish water lagoon. So Irrawaddy dolphins, they are classified as endangered under the IUCN Red List. So Project Dolphin was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his speech on India's 74th Independence Day on August 15, 2020. So Odisha CM Maji launches the state government mouthpiece Pragapati Prabha. So Maharashtra has emerged as the top performing state in Niti Aayog's Export Preparation Index 2024, reaffirming its position as India's leading export hub. Okay, so the score was 68.01, and second was Tamil Nadu, and third was Gujarat. So EPI 2024, that is Export Preparedness Index 2024, it evaluates the export readiness and performance of states and union territories across four key pillars. So the four key pillars are policy and governance, export infrastructure, industrial and innovation ecosystem, and export performance using 70 parameters. So Goa has recorded the highest tourists at 1.08 crore in 2025 and foreign visitors at 5 lakh. So the name of the operation that was launched by India to liberate Goa, Daman and Diu from Portuguese colonial rule in December 1961 was Operation Vijay, okay? And it was conducted jointly by Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. So the then Portuguese Governor General who surrendered was Manuel Antonio Vassallo e Silva. The 16th Assembly of the International Renewable Energy Agency, it was held in Abu Dhabi, UAE, and during that, Union Minister for Renewable Energy Prahlad Joshi, he addressed that India offers a $3 billion investment opportunity across renewable energy generation, storage, green hydrogen grids, and manufacturing by 2030. So, International Renewable Energy Agency was formed on 26 January 2009. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, they witnessed the signing of multiple memorandum of understanding to deepen strategic ties as bilateral trade hit a record high value of 50 billion. So the key initiative includes establishing an India-Germany Center of Excellence for Renewable Energy, a major green hydrogen project, secure supply chains and enhance cooperation in sports and urban mobility. So green hydrogen is produced through the electrolysis of water using renewable electricity sources like solar or wind. Okay. India has set an ambitious target through the National Green Hydrogen Mission to reduce the dependence on imported fossil fuels, create export and opportunities, and support the country's goal of achieving net zero emission by 2070. So, National Green Hydrogen Mission, it was initiated in January 2023. So, India is planning to produce at least 5 million tons of green hydrogen annual production, okay, by 2023. So the total outlay approved was 19,744 crore. So Germany's state-owned utility Uniper has signed a long-time binding agreement with India's AM Green to purchase up to 500,000 tons of green ammonia per year. So this deal was also signed during the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz's visit to India. So the CEO of Uniper is Michael Lewis. Okay, ammonia, the chemical formula is NH3, and it is a nitrogen and hydrogen-based chemical compound widely used in the production of fertilizers and industrial chemicals. So ammonia is currently produced from natural gas, and in its production process, it emits 2 tons of carbon dioxide for every ton of ammonia. So for this reason, conventional ammonia is also referred to as gray ammonia. Okay, but green ammonia, they do not emit carbon dioxide in its production process. At least 27.08 lakh candidates have been trained under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0 across 38 sectors covering 36 states and 723 districts as on December 7, 2025. This is according to the government. So Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, it is a flagship short-term skilling scheme of MSDE. It was launched in the year 2015 with the goal of upskilling and reskilling at least 10 million youth in India across different sectors. So the scheme was implemented by national skill development corporations in partnership with multiple stakeholders. So it was conducted in 4 phases. During the year 2025, the Railway Protection Force under NFR rescued a total of 1,101 children. UIDAI has introduced a revamped Aadhaar mobile application, okay, which is aimed at making identity verification and profile management more secure, convenient, and privacy centric. So the CEO of UIDAI is Sri Bhuvnesh Kumar. So UIDAI is under the jurisdiction of which ministry? 20 AIMS institutions across India have signed a memorandum of understanding to form a pan-India research consortium to unite the resources to advance collaborative research, innovation, and evidence-based studies. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he paid tribute to the former Chief Minister of Bihar and the Bharat Ratna awardee Sri Karpuri Thakur on his birth anniversary. So he was the 11th Chief Minister of Bihar, okay, and he was awarded the Bharat Ratna in the year 2024. So Kapuri Thakur, he was a freedom fighter, teacher, politician, and he was born on January 24, 1924, at the Samastipur district. And he died in February 17, 1988 at Patna. So he was popularly known as Jan Nayak, which means people's leader. PM Modi also paid tribute to Rani Velu Nachiyar. So these are some of the facts related to Rani Velu Nachiyar. So she was an 18th century queen of Shivaganga in present-day Tamil Nadu. She was the princess of Ramanathapuram, and she was the only child of Raja Chelamathu. And at the age of 16, she married the prince of Shivaganga. She is also known as Vera Mangai, and she was trained in handling various weapons, horse riding, archery, and traditional martial arts such as Silambam and Ballari. She was also a distinguished scholar, and she was proficient in multiple languages, including Tamil, English, French, and Urdu. So Vila Nachiyar, she forged a strategic alliance with several powerful leaders of the time, including Hyder Ali of Mysore and Gopala Nayakar. So she raised a formidable army that included a dedicated women battalion, and the queen named her women's army as Uddayal in her adopted daughter's honor. So her army commander Kuili, okay, she is considered as the first woman martyr and the first suicide bomber of the Indian history. Okay, so remember this name. So Rani Velu Nachiyar, she was the first queen to fight for freedom from the British in India. So she granted powers to Marudu brothers to administer the country in the year 1780. So she was born on 3rd January 1730 and she died on 25th December 1796. The Smithsonian's National Museum of Asian Art in Washington, D.C. is giving back three sculptures to the Indian government. So, researchers found that these sculptures were taken illegally from Indian temples. So, the three sculptures are Shivaja Nataraja here. So, it is a bronze statue from the Chola period. Samakskanda, a bronze statue from the Chola period. And then Saint Sundarar with Paravi. So it is a bronze statue from the Vijayanagar period. The Indian government has agreed to let one of the sculptures stay on loan in the museum for a while. So the statue which will be on loan is the Shiva Nataraja, this one. So the Shiva Nataraja is to be placed on long-term loan and it will be on view as part of the exhibition The Art of Knowing in South Asia, Southeast Asia and the Himalayas. So the famous bronze figurine Nataraja belonging to the Chola period depicts which Hindu deity in dancing form. So the answer is already here in this paragraph. The National Highway Authority of India has achieved a historic milestone by setting 4 Guinness World Records for continuous bituminous concrete paving on package 2 and package 3 of the 6-lane Bengaluru Kataba Vijayawada economic corridor. Bank of Baroda won 5 honors at Indian Banks Association Banking Technology Awards. Okay, so the Bank of Baroda managing director and CEO is Deba Datta Chand, and it was founded in the year 1908. In the year 1963, there was an agreement between Pakistan and China on the Suction Valley. So Pakistan they gave this land, that is the Suction Valley, to China in 1963 with an agreement to settle their borders. But India they say that this land belongs to its Kashmir region, so it thinks Pakistan deal with China was wrong and it is illegal. So regarding Suction Valley, it is also called as Trans-Karakoram Tract, and it is an area about 5,200 kilometers square north of the Karakoram watershed, which is administered by China but claimed by India. So this is this particular region. So this valley is very close to the Siachen Glacier, a very important and sensitive area because of fights between India and China. So in simple words, Pakistan handed this Suction Valley to China in the year 1963, but India says it is their land and wants the decision to be reviewed after the Kashmir issue is settled. The Indian Air Force Sarang helicopter display team will be joining the Singapore Air Show 2026. Raksha Mantri Sri Rajnath Singh commissioned Indian Coast Guard ship Samudra Pratap. So Samudra Pratap is the first of the 2 pollution control vessels built by Goa Shipyard Limited in Goa. So Samudra Pratap it means Majesty of the Seas. Army rowing note at the College of Military Engineering in Pune has won the World's Rowing Program of the Year honor for its role in the development of the sport, beating competition from initiatives based in France and United Kingdom. So the Army rowing note it came into existence in 2001 and it is India's only man-made international standard 2,200-meter into 135-meter rowing channel and it trains 60 to 90 rowers. The World Rowing Award it was constituted in the year 2024. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Anil Chauhan, released a comprehensive document for the integration of the 4 pillars of quantum technologies into the tri-services to prepare them for a future battlefield and to achieve technological dominance in a rapidly evolving world. So the military quantum mission policy framework, it includes the policy and the roadmap to implement quantum technologies in the armed forces. The National Quantum Mission, it is a flagship initiative of the Government of India for a period of 2023 to 2031 to make India a global leader in quantum technology. Major General Harinder Singh Mavi has assumed charge as Inspector General Assam Rifles by succeeding Major General Manish Kumar. Sunitra Pawar is set to become the first woman deputy CM of Maharashtra. So Sunitra Pawar, she is the wife of Ajit Pawar. Okay, so recently he passed away. Media Association has urged the government to appoint a new chairperson to the Press Council of India as the post felt vacant after Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai completed her tenure last month. So Press Council of India, it is a statutory quasi-judicial body to safeguard press freedom and it has been without a chairman for the first time since its history. So the Press Council of India, it was initially formed in the year 1966, okay, under the Indian Press Council Act of 1965, and it was based on the recommendations of the first Press Commission, which was led by G.S. Rajadhyashka, and it was re-established as a statutory judicial autonomous body in the year 1979 under the Press Council Act 1978. So the chairman of the Press Council of India is typically a retired Supreme Court judge, and it is nominated by a committee that includes the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, the speaker of the Lok Sabha, and an elected representative from the 28 members. Justice J.R. Mudholkar served as the first chairman of the Press Council of India. Sonam Wangchuk, he is a climate activist, educationist, and he won the Magsaysay Award in the year 2018. So on September 26 last year, he was taken into custody under the National Security Act days after the protests over statehood and sixth schedule status for Ladakh. So his wife and him together they founded the Himalayan Institute of Alternatives in Ladakh. 131 Padma Award winners were announced on the 77th Republic Day Eve 2026 across various fields. So Padma Awards are among India's highest civilian honors and they are presented in three categories: Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri. So these are the list of the winners of Padma Vibhushan and Padma Bhushan. So you can go through this list. So here are the list of the winners of 83rd Golden Globe Awards. So you can go through this. The 37th GLAAD Media Award ceremony. It will be held in Los Angeles on March 5th, 2026. So GLAAD. This is world's largest lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer media advocacy organization. In Transit, it is a documentary series produced by Zoya Akhtar and Rima Kakti. So this documentary have been nominated for Outstanding Documentary at the 37th Annual GLAAD. Dhurandhar becomes first Bollywood film to cross 800 crore at India box office. So the director of Dhurandhar is Aditya Dar. Taylor Swift, aged 36, has become the second youngest songwriter ever inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, joining the ranks of Stevie Wonder, who was 33 when he was inducted in 1983. So Taylor Swift, she won 14 Grammys. Billie Eilish, she won the 2026 MLK Environmental Justice Award in Atlanta. So Manoj Kothari, he is associated with billiards and he passed away recently. And former Indian Olympic Association President and veteran sports administrator Suresh Kalmadi has passed away. Indian Idol Season 3 winner Prashant Tamang has passed away at the age of 43. Veteran journalist and author Mark Tully, who is widely regarded as one of the most sensitive and authoritative chroniclers of India, has passed away at the age of 90. So some of his books include No Full Stops in India, India in Slow Motion, and India's Unending Journey and the Heart of India. So he also co-wrote Amritsar Mrs. Gandhi's Last Battle with Satish Jacob. Rome pays its last tribute to fashion emperor Valentino Garvani. Okay, Valentino is a luxury fashion brand. The Allahabad High Court has changed the Chief Judicial Magistrate of Sambal twice in 3 days. First, they decided to replace the existing Chief Judicial Magistrate Vibhanshu Sudhir with Judge Aditya Singh, and then they reversed that decision and sent Aditya Singh back to his original job, and now they've appointed Deepak Kumar Jaiswal, who was the Chief Judicial Magistrate of Kosambi, as the new CGM of Sambal. BJP leader Nitin Nabin has been elected unopposed as the national president of BJP. The Supreme Court extended till July 31 the tenure of the apex court appointed Justice Gita Mittal committee set up to oversee relief and rehabilitation of the victims of ethnic violence in Manipur. Sarah Mali has been conferred the Archbishop of Canterbury, becoming the first woman to lead the Church of England. Uganda President Yoweri Museveni has won his seventh term with 71.65% of the vote. So he defeated Bobby Winnie. The real name is Kyagulanyi Setamu. Okay, he was a musician turned into politician. Vijendra Singh, he has been appointed as a member of Asian Boxing Council. And All India Football Federation has officially appointed Amelia Valverde. So she is from Costa Rica and she is also known as the Blue Tigress. Chelsea have announced the appointment of Liam Rosenior as new club's head coach. So after Xabi Alonso left his position as Real Madrid manager, Alvaro Arbeloa is appointed as his replacement. Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Dr. Mansukh Mandavia and former Brazilian World Cup winning player FIFA legend Gilberto de Silva has unveiled the FIFA World Cup trophy. This iconic trophy returned to India after 12 years as part of its global trophy tour ahead of its upcoming 23rd edition of the FIFA World Cup. So, the FIFA World Cup 2026 will be taking place in three places, that is USA, Canada, and Mexico. The Spanish Super Cup It was held in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Okay, so the current champions was Barcelona. It was their 16th title, and it is the most number of titles held by Barcelona. And Barcelona they defeated Real Madrid 3 is to 2. Senegal clinched the African Cup of Nations by defeating Morocco. The 79 National Football Championship for Santosh Trophy. So Assam will be hosting this championship, and Santosh Trophy is related to football. So during the inaugural ceremony of the 72nd National Volleyball Championship, which was held in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India is trying its best efforts to host the 2036 Olympic Games. So India will host the 2030 Commonwealth Games, and it will take place in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. And this will be the second Commonwealth Games to be hosted in India. The last time it hosted the Commonwealth Games, it was in Delhi in the year 2010. Tata Steel Chess Tournament 2026. So it was the 88th edition, and these are the winners respectively for male and female category in blitz and rapid round. So he is Wesley So, and he is Nihal Sarin, and she is Karisa Yip, and she is Katerina Lagnau from Russia. In the shooting, Army shooter Ajay Kumar won gold in men's 10-meter air pistol at the 68th National Shooting Championship competition, which was held at New Delhi. Asian Games 2026 is scheduled to be held in Japan's Aichi, Nagoya from September 19 to October 4. Indian stalwart Virat Kohli. So Virat Kohli has surpassed Sri Lankan legend Kumar Sangakkara to become the second highest run getter of all time in international cricket, only behind the legendary Sachin Tendulkar. So Virat Kohli he crossed the milestone of 28,016 runs during the India's first ODI against New Zealand, which was played at Kotambi, Vadodara. India batter Virat Kohli has also regained the number one position in the ODI batting rankings, dethroning teammate Rohit Sharma. The Kolkata Knight Riders have released Mustafizur Rahman from their squad for IPL 2026 after the BCCI instructed them to do so because of recent developments, possibly referring to political developments in the region. So Mustafizur Rahman, he is from Bangladesh. Veteran Australia batter Usman Khawaja has announced he will retire from international cricket after the fifth Ashes Test beginning at the Sydney Cricket Ground. So he is from Pakistan and he is the first Muslim to play for Australia. Indian captain Surya Kumar Yadav has surged 5 places to 7th in the ICC Men's T20 batting rankings. The 6th edition of Khelo India Winter Games is being held at Leh and Gulmarg. The mascot is Shan-e-Shan. This is a snow leopard. India's para badminton aces Pramod Bhagat and Sukan Kadam clinched double gold medals in singles and men's doubles at the Egypt Para Badminton International 2026. 13-year-old tennis star Shrishti Kiran from Bengaluru claimed her fourth consecutive ITF Junior singles title at ITF Junior Circuit. So she defeated Natalie Tsatsalashvili from Canada. Venus Williams will compete in the main draw at Australian Open 2026. So there are four Grand Slams: Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon Open, US Open. Australian Open and US Open is played on hard court, and French Open is played on clay court, and Wimbledon is played on grass court. Naomi Osaka, she's also a tennis player, so she will withdraw from the Australian Open because of an abdominal injury. Daniel Medvedev, he is from Russia, and Aryna Sabalenka, she's from Belarus. They both clinched the Brisbane titles. An Se-young and Lin Chunyi won the women's and men's titles respectively at the Indian Open 2026. So it was held at New Delhi. Young equestrian talent Satya Pandya from Mumbai delivered a commendable performance at the Junior National Equestrian Championship, clinching the silver medal in the dressing team event category 1 for children. Karnataka was the host and they won the boys title in the 44 Junior National Kho Championship. So in the girls category, Maharashtra they defeated Odisha. The inaugural 5i50 triathlon in Chennai 2026 was a landmark event, bringing an Olympic distance race to the city for the first time. So a triathlon, it is an endurance sport that combines swimming, cycling, and running over various distances. Madrid will host the Laureus World Sports Awards 2026 on April 20 at Sibelius Palace. Saudi Arabia Olympic Committee and the Olympic Council of Asia have agreed to indefinitely postpone the 2029 Asian Winter Games. So the Asian 2029 Winter Games was supposed to be held at Saudi Arabia, but now it has been postponed. So FIFA has also confirmed the 2034 World Cup host that will be Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabia capital, Riyadh, has also been chosen to host the 2030 World Expo. India has pitched for two big ticket global athletics events in 2028. The National Federation bidding to host the World Indoor Championships in Bhubaneswar and the World Under 20 Championships in Ahmedabad. High League will be renamed as Indian Football League from February 21. Mary Kom, she is associated with boxing, so she has been recently in the news. So her name is Mangte Chungnejang, and she was nicknamed Magnificent Mary. Her autobiography is named as Unbreakable, and it was co-authored by Dina Serto, and it was published by HarperCollins in the late 2013. Priyanka Chopra, she portrayed as Mary Kom in the 2024 Mary Kom biopic movie. So that movie was directed by Omung Kumar. So Mary Kom, she is an Olympic medalist and a six-time world champion. She is the first Indian to win a gold medal at the Asian Games and at the Commonwealth Games. So she is also a five-time Asian champion, and Mary Kom has been honored with Padma Vibhushan in the year 2020, Padma Bhushan in the year 2013, and Padma Shri in the year 2006. So she has also received the Khel Ratna, the highest honor in India for any sports person. The government has introduced two big initiatives that make planning and managing huge projects way smoother, that is PM Gati Shakti and Pragati. So Pragati, it stands for Proactive Governance and Timely Implementation, and it was launched in the year 2015. And PM Gati Shakti, it was launched in the year 2021 on October 13th. The Supreme Court has said that menstrual health is a basic right that's part of right to life, which comes under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. So because of this, the court ordered all states and union territories to give free sanitary pads to schoolgirls so that they can manage their periods properly. The court has also instructed that every school must have separate toilets for girls and boys. So when is Menstrual Hygiene Day observed? The Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case that challenges the University Grants Commission New Promotion of Equity in Higher Education Institutions Regulations 2026. A group of people has filed a petition saying that the UGC rules are unfair because they stop people who are not from scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and other backward classes from using the normal complaint handling system. It argued that denial of access to grievance redressal mechanisms on the basis of caste identity amounts to impermissible state discrimination and violates Article 14, Article 15, Clause 1, and Article 21 of the Constitution. So you can go through these articles. So which fundamental rights are available only to Indian citizens? The United Forum of Bank Unions, they call for an all-India bank strike on January 27, 2026, demanding a 5-day work week for bank employees. So regarding the United Forum of Bank Unions, it was formed in the year 1997, and United Forum of Bank Union. It is an umbrella organization of 9 major bank unions in India. The overall tech job market in India, including permanent, temporary, and contractual profiles, is expected to see a 12% upstick in 2026. So imagine you want to start using a cryptocurrency exchange, a platform where you buy or sell digital money like Bitcoin. So the government's financial watchdog in India has made some new rules to stop money laundering and terrorist financing. So under these rules, when you sign up on the exchange, you have to do these things to prove that you're a real trustworthy person, that is selfie liveness detection. So you take a photo of yourself while the system checks that you're actually alive and not using a fake image or video recording of geographical coordinates. So the system records your location data so they know where you are signing up from, and verification of bank account by the penny drop method. So they send a tiny amount of money, usually 1 rupees called penny, to your bank account. So you confirm that you received it, which proves the bank account really belongs to you. The penny drop method is just a simple online check that makes sure the bank account you give is genuine. So the exchange can be confident you're not using a fake or stolen account for illegal activities. The Indian government has issued a stern warning to the social media platform X, led by Elon Musk, demanding the immediate removal of vulgar and unlawful content. So, this content, particularly generated by AI app Grok, must be taken down or the platform will face legal action. So, this notice was sent by Ministry of Electronics and IT under the Information Technology Act 2000 and IT Rules 2021. So, Grok is a generative artificial intelligence chatbot which was developed by XAI. It was launched in November 2023. India's adoption of artificial intelligence could generate $1.7 trillion in economic value by 2035. So this was according to a report of KPMG, which was released by World Economic Forum in Davos. So when was India's semiconductor mission launch? India has emerged as the world's largest producer of rice, surpassing China. So rice is a kharif crop, okay, that requires temperature above 25 degrees Celsius and high humidity with annual rainfall above 100 centimeter. So as of January 2026, Uttar Pradesh is the leading rice producing state in India, followed by Punjab and West Bengal. Indian economic growth is expected to remain strong in 2026, with the United Nations projecting the country's GDP to expand by 6.6%. What is the High Sea Treaty? The High Seas Treaty, formerly known as the Agreement under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea on the Conservation and Sustainable Use of Marine Biological Diversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction. So, this treaty is a landmark global accord to protect the marine life in the high seas and the deep seabed. So, this treaty was actually adopted in June 2023. So, nearly after 2 decades, the treaty has came into force on 17 January 2026. So it provides a legal framework to conserve marine biodiversity and promote sustainable use of ocean resources and ensure fair sharing benefits from marine genetic materials found in the deep sea species. So this treaty is built around four key pillars. So you can go through this. By enabling conservation and fair participation in the use of ocean resources, this treaty it contributes directly to achieving Sustainable Development Goal number 14, that is life below water, and the 30 into 30 goal of the Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework to conserve and effectively manage 30% of ocean areas by 2030. So, at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the President of UAE, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, paid an official visit to India. So, a special meeting of the United Nations Human Rights Council passed a resolution that criticized Iran for using harsh force on recent protests and asked for an international investigation into it. The vote was 25 in favor, 7 against, and 14 countries that didn't vote. So India voted against this resolution, joining China, Pakistan, Indonesia, and Iraq. And the European Union countries supported the resolution led by UK and Iceland along with some Latin American countries. So India and European Union finally signed a long-awaited free trade deal after nearly 20 years of talks. So this agreement is called the mother of all deals because it links India, the fastest growing developing country, with the world's biggest trading bloc. Negotiations was started in 2007 and it was paused in the year 2013 due to mismatched goals, and it was restarted again in the year 2022 with fresh political push leading to the final signature. So the headquarters of the European Union is at the Trump administration says it is going to withdraw the United States from 66 international organizations, including 31 United Nations entities and 35 non-UN organizations. So, United Nations has formally completed its withdrawal from the World Health Organization. So, Donald Trump is the which president of India? 45, 46, 47, or 48? So, what is the Golden Dome? So, the President Trump, he wants to create a national missile system, which he calls it the Golden Dome for America. So, in order to protect the US from foreign threats. So, the Golden Dome would be a multi-layered defense system that will include the next generation technologies deployed on land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. So Iron Dome missile defense system belongs to which country? The US has revoked over 100,000 visas, including of around 8,000 students in 2025 as part of its widespread effort to crack down on migration, citing criminal activity. US President Donald Trump has invited India to participate in the newly formed Gaza Board of Peace, which is aimed at overseeing governance and reconstruction in post-war. So you can see here this Gaza Strip here. What is this Gaza Board of Peace? So it is a proposed international transitional mechanism which is aimed at managing Gaza in the aftermath of the prolonged conflict. So the core objective is to support stabilization, reconstruction, and civilian governance while preventing a power vacuum. Prime Minister Narendra Modi he lauded UAE's initiative to declare 2026 as the year of the family. Bangladesh has inked a defense deal with China to set up a manufacturing facility for the unmanned aerial vehicles. So this agreement was signed between the Bangladesh Air Force and the state-owned China Electronics Technology Group Corporation International. The European Union has designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization following a violent crackdown on protesters that killed thousands in the recent weeks. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he was faced with tough questions from the senators about presidential war powers, NATO unity, and America's global role. Lawmakers were debating whether the US actions in Venezuela were legal and what the long-term effects might be. Rubio defended the operation that resulted in the arrest of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro, saying it wasn't a declaration of war. So we all know that the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro was charged in a New York federal court with narco-terrorism conspiracy. So the charges claim he was involved in a scheme to ship large amounts of cocaine to the United States over many years and also had two illegal weapons count. So Maduro was indicted together with his wife, Celia Flores, and some of his top officials. So Delcy Rodriguez, she assumed the office as the interim president in Venezuela after the capture of the president Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. The top 10 countries with the largest oil reserves in the world are led by Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, and Canada. So the capital of Venezuela is Caracas. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, she will be representing the ninth consecutive union budget this year, making it the 88th budget since India's independence. So the budget has already been announced. So since 2017, the union budget has been presented at 11 a.m. on February 1 after the government advanced the date from the earlier tradition of February 28. So this change was introduced during the tenure of former Finance Minister late Arun Jaitley to allow faster implementation of budget proposals from the start of the financial year. So these are some of the facts related to budget. So you can go through this. So the word budget, it is not included in the constitution, but under Article 112 of the constitution, it is referred to as the annual financial statement. So you can also go through these points. The central government has issued draft rules for implementing four labor codes, further extending crucial protections to gig and platform workers. This protection include health benefits, occupational safety measures, minimum wages, and social security coverage. The four codes notified by the ministry are the Code on Wages 2019, the Industrial Relations Code 2020, the Code on Social Security 2020, and Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020. So the central government has taken this move following the nation's strike by gig workers over pay, working conditions, and social security. The gig workers are eligible for the benefits if they work for 90 days with a single aggregator or 120 days with more than one aggregator during the financial year 2025. So for the first time, the four labor codes, they define gig work, platform work, and aggregators and create a social security fund and offer welfare benefits to workers. So this also include life and disability cover, health and maternity support. So what is the difference between gig workers and freelancers? So yeah, in gig workers, both unskilled and industry skilled workers are included. But in freelancers, they are industry skilled workers only. So in case of gig workers, pay scale is directed by the parent company, but in case of freelancers, they can bid for their work as per their experience and skills. India's aviation regulator, the Director General of Civil Aviation, has prohibited the use of power banks for charging phones or other devices on board. It has also disallowed plugging them into in-seat power supply systems or carrying them in overhead bins. So power banks, they use lithium-ion batteries due to their high energy density and relatively low cost. These batteries, they contain a large amount of power without being heavy, which makes them popular for high capacity power banks. So beside power banks, mobile phones, laptops, smart wearable drones, electric bikes, and e-scooters and EVs also use lithium-ion batteries. So lithium battery powered devices may cause fire if overcharged. So the DGCA warned that lithium battery fires are very energetic and they are hard to control. So the atomic number for lithium is 3 and the symbol is Li. ECNet has already been launched. So this ECNet, it integrates 40 election related apps or websites. So ECNet is a single point digital platform being developed by the Election Commission of India. The Election Commission of India, it is a constitutional body established under Article 324 of the Indian Constitution. So Chief Election Commissioner is Sri Gyanish Kumar and the Election Commissioners are Dr. Sukhbir Singh Sandhu and Dr. Vivek Joshi. So Artemis 2 will send humans back toward the moon this February, marking NASA's first crewed deep space mission in more than 50 years. So four astronauts will ride the Orion spacecraft on a historic lunar flyby, testing the systems that will one day carry people to the surface again. So Artemis 1 successfully flew Orion around the moon without astronauts in 2002. And Artemis 2 will be the first time humans travel aboard the spacecraft and venture beyond low Earth orbit in more than 50 years. And Artemis 3 mission, it's aimed to deliver astronauts to the lunar surface by 2028. Archaeologists just found a 2000-year-old battle trumpet in Norfolk. So it is a county in East Anglia, England, UK. So this 200-year-old battle trumpet which was found may be linked to Queen Boudica. This Iron Age instrument known as a carnex might once have been used by Celtic tribes in the war against the encroaching Roman Empire and perhaps even by the forces of the warrior Queen Boudica. So scientists have uncovered the mummified remains of cheetahs from the caves in northern Saudi Arabia. So mummification, it prevents decay by preserving dead bodies. So one of the example will be the Egypt's mummy. Monarch butterflies face migration risk. So one of the world's most iconic migrations is at risk as rising temperatures alter the quality of vital flower nectar. So every autumn, millions of monarch butterflies embark on a treacherous journey, flying more than 3,000 kilometers from Canadian fields all the way to Mexico's mountains forests for the winter. A team of Australian researchers has developed a new targeted therapeutic approach that could improve treatment for myelofibrosis. It is a rare and serious form of blood cancer. So myelofibrosis, it disrupts the body's ability to produce healthy blood cells, leading to fatigue, pain, enlarged spleen, and reduced quality of life. Indonesian handprints are the oldest cave art found yet. So the tan-colored prints, you can see here in this image, the tan-colored prints analyzed by Indonesian and Australian researchers on the islands of Sulawesi were made by blowing pigment over hands placed against the cave wall, leaving an outline. Some of the fingertips were also tweaked to look more pointed. So what is the official language of Indonesia? Two major fungal diseases of potato are early blight, which are caused by Alternaria solani, and late blight, which is caused by Phytophthora infestans. So this is early blight and this is late blight. So potato is the fourth most commonly grown food crop in the world after maize, wheat, and rice. So it grows best in cooler climates, particularly in elevated tropical areas. So sprouting is minimal at 6 degrees Celsius and it increases at 9 degrees Celsius and peaks at 18 degrees Celsius. Female representation in STEM highest in India but lacks in workforce participation, says report. So according to a report by EY India, highlighted progressive policies and industry interventions that led to the advancement of women in STEM field. However, it also highlighted systematic challenges that continue to affect higher numbers in the workforce, especially in leadership position. It also called for multifaceted efforts to bridge the gender gap. The Supreme Court issued a notice to the center and all the state governments on public interest litigation, seeking the implementation of the creamy layer principle in reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. A bench of Chief Justice of India, Surya Kant and Joy Malia Bachi, sought responses from the union government as well as the state governments on the writ petition filed under Article 32 of the Constitution by Advocate Ashwini Kumar Upadhyay. So, creamy layer, it is a concept that puts an income ceiling on people availing caste-wise reservation in government jobs and education. So this term was introduced by the Santanathan Commission in 1971, which directed that the creamy layer should be excluded from the reservations of civil posts. So Article 335, it ensures that while scheduled castes and scheduled tribes are given consideration in appointment to public services, this must be done without compromising the administrative efficiency of the union or state. And Article 32, it grants every individual the right to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of their fundamental rights. So Article 32 is also known as the heart and soul of Indian Constitution. So India celebrates 15-year milestone in polio elimination. So since 2011, India has maintained its polio-free status through regular national and subnational immunization days, mobilizing hundreds of thousands of volunteers to ensure that every child under the age of 5 is protected. So this polio vaccine, it was discovered by Jonas Salk in the year 1955. New Copernicus data shows that 2025 was the third warmest year. A thick layer of toxic froth resurfaced at the Yamuna Ghat in Kalandi Kunj, making large stretches of river nearly invisible, even as experts reiterated that it is disruptive for the river's ecology. So these are the frauds. A rare copy of comic book that introduced the world to Superman and was also once stolen from the home of actor Nicolas Cage has been sold for a record of rupees $15 million. The magical blue flower changing farmers' fortunes in India. So this blue flower, this is known as butterfly pea and it is also known as Aparajita in India. So this movie Humans in the Loop, it was directed by Aryan Sahe. So it is a movie on Adivasis, data labelers who are shaping the future of AI. So Avatar Fire and Ash, this has been in the news and it is directed by James Cameron. So India celebrated the 77th Republic Day, commemorating the day the Constitution of India came into force in the year 1950. So the reason for celebrating the Republic Day on 26 January is that on this day the Constitution came into force or effect. So the Constitution was adopted on November 26, 1949, okay? But it came into effect on January 26, 1950, hence we celebrate Republic Day. So the theme for this Republic Day is 150 years of Vande Mataram. So Vande Mataram is our national song and it was written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. So special guests were Ursula von der Leyen, who is the President of European Commission, and Antonio Costa, President of European Council. So India celebrates Republic Day at Kartavya Path, which was formerly known as Rajpath in New Delhi. So Rajpath was renamed to Kartavya Path in 2022. The first Republic Day was celebrated on 26 January 1950 and Rajendra Prasad was the President of India. So these are some of the facts related to the Constitution of India, so you can go through this. Also on Republic Day we unfurl the flag, but on Independence Day we hoist the flag. So unfurling of the flag is done by the President of India and hoisting of the flag during the Independence Day is done by Prime Minister. So Pratibha Patil was the first woman to unfurl the flag at the Republic Day as she was the first female President of India and the chief guest of the first Republic Day parade in the year 1950 was Sukarno, who was an Indonesian president. So these are some of the facts related to India flag. So you can go through these points here. So this was the invitation of the Republic Day at home's president's invite. So this invitation, it showcased woven nettle fabric and embroidery from Sikkim, green bamboo weave from Meghalaya, Mong Shogu pepper, Arunachal Pradesh, Gogana bamboo George harp from Assam, can and bamboo jewelry, Tripura, orange wild rhea and stinging nettle from Nagaland, hand-woven ponche from Mizoram, and Longpi black pottery from Manipur. So this was designed by the National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. So this year Republic Day at home invite from President Draupadi Murmu, it showcased cultural and artistic pride of the country's eight northeastern states, also known as Ata Lakshmi. So you can see here. So you can go through this detailed explanation. So you can go through all these points. So these words here, they were featured in the local dailies, so they are useful for exams. They might pop up in word meanings, antonyms, or synonyms, and they will also definitely help boost your vocabulary. So you can go through this list of words and their meanings. Like words like rabbit, imbroglio. These are some of the repeated words which have already been asked in exams. And these are the tables for important days, so you can go through all this. I'm not explaining them because they don't need explanation, so you can just post a video and then go through this list. So here are some more important days. So now we will go quickly through the MCQ section, which contains the compilation of moral quizzes for the month of January, as well as some extra questions. So what was the literacy rate in Nagaland as per the survey report on employment, unemployment, skill and migration in Nagaland 2025? So the answer is 98%. What is Candida auris, an emerging multi-drug resistant infection? So that is fungus. Jallikattu, a traditional bull taming sport, is primarily celebrated in which state? So the answer is option number D, that is Tamil Nadu. When is the World Day of War Orphans observed annually? That is January 6. Who among the following recently became the youngest player from Nagaland to achieve a FIDE standard rating? So the correct answer is option number A. Jeremy Nitova Zimomi, the grandson of Nifurio. With which of the following did the Nagaland GIS and Remote Sensing Center sign a memorandum of understanding recently to strengthen the data-driven planning for reliable and clean energy? So the answer is World Resource Institute India. According to recent survey data, what was the most common route of migration in Nagaland at 55%? That is from rural to urban. Option number C. The 26,070 crore Kamala hydroelectric project recently approved by the Public Investment Board is planned in which state? So the correct answer is Arunachal Pradesh. India's first engagement with the Weimar Triangle involved which group of countries? So the correct answer is France, Germany, and Poland. Option number C. Nia Ketono won gold at Khelo India Beach Games 2026 in which sport and category? So that is option number B. That is Pencak Silat. Which district planning and development board has declared 2026 as the year of plantation? So that is Newland. Who is the Uppa Lokayukta of Nagaland? So that is G.H. Ramlia. Who is the author of the third volume of poems titled This Silence? So the answer is Mona Lisa Chankija. In which year was the Kohima Press Club formed? So the answer is 2001. Which team emerged as the champion of the Africa Cup of Nations 2025-26? So the answer is Senegal. Who among the following is not a Padma Shri awardee from Nagaland? Not a Padma Shri awardee. So the answer is S.C. Jamir. Option number D. Because S.C. Jamir, he won the Padma Bhushan. Akiti is a martial arts tradition of which of the following tribes? So that is Sumi tribe. Where was Nagaland's first drone school and drone center of excellence inaugurated on January 26? So that is Kohima. As per the recent announcement, the Tizu River in Nagaland has been designated as which national waterway? So that is National Waterway 101. Victor Axelsen of Denmark recently won his third India Open men's title. Who won the women's single title? So the answer is An Se-young from South Korea. So regarding this question is from the previous year, okay, 2025, not the recent one. Because in the recent India Open 2026, it was won by Lin Chun-yi and An Se-young. But they're asking for Victor Axelsen of Denmark and the winner for the women category. So that is An Se-young. So even last year and this year, both the title winners were An Se-young. So which of the following districts are connected by Nagaland's Foothills Road Trans-Nagaland Expressway project overseen by the NFHRCC? The answer is option number C. That is Peren, Chumkutima, Dimapur, Newland, Wokha, Mawukchong, Longland, and Mon. The term Rohingya crisis primarily involves refugees from which neighboring country seeking shelter in various regions, including India. So the answer is Myanmar. Under Sparsh scheme, scholarships are offered to the students of which classes? That is from 6 to 9. The Pradhan Mantri Uchita Shiksha Abhiyan scheme is launched too. So the correct answer is option number D, that is to enhance access, equity, and excellence in higher education. Consider the following statements. The wholesale price index is a measure of inflation on an economy wide scale. The consumer price index is the retail price average of a basket of goods and services directly consumed by the people. GDP deflators, which distinguish between personal growth in income and price rise. So we have to find which of the statement of the given above is incorrect. So the incorrect is option number, statement number C is incorrect. Okay, so the correct answer will be option number B. Only C is incorrect. What kind of organization is NATO? NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So the correct answer is it is an intergovernmental military alliance. The term fourth estate usually refers to, the correct answer is the press. Which of the following articles allow the states to make special provisions for socially and educationally backward classes? So the correct answer is option number B, that is Article 15.5. Employees State Insurance Corporation approved which initiative in July 2025 offering amnesty from past dues and inspections to encourage voluntary employee registration under ESIC coverage? So the correct answer is Spree. A public servant X asks Y to give him an amount of 10,000 rupees to process his official document on time. X, upon conviction for taking bribe, be punishable with imprisonment, which shall be minimum and maximum according to Section 7 of the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. So the correct answer is option number C, that is minimum will be 3 years, maximum will be 7 years. Which of the following acts aims to prevent money laundering in India? So that is PMLA. Under the public distribution systems, ration shops that keep stock of food grains, sugar, kerosene, oil for cooking are also known as fair price shops. Special courts under the LLP Act are established by central government. Pradhan Mantri Virasat Ka Samvardhan PM Vikas scheme absorbed which of the following schemes? Siko or Kamau, Nai Manzil, Nai Roshni, and Ustad. So which of the following options are correct? A, B, C, or D? So the correct answer is option number C, that is all of the above. As per the seismic zoning map of the country, the total area is classified into 4 seismic zones. That is zone 2, 3, 4, and 5. So zone 5, which is seismically the most active region, covers approximately what percent area of the country? So that is 11%. Which of the following is presently the southernmost point of the Indian mainland? So southernmost point. The correct answer is Kanyakumari. Which of the following is the oldest mountain range in India? So the correct answer is option number C, Aravalli Range. Which is the highest coffee producing state in India? So the correct answer is Karnataka. Who among the following introduced the concept of the public interest litigation? So the correct answer is option number C, that is Justice P. N. Bhagwati. Which committee recommended rolling out GST in India? So the correct answer is option number C, that is Vijay Kelkar Committee. Dimapur District Cooperative Milk Producers Union Limited functions as dash. So it functions as autonomous. Which of the following is correctly matched? Terchu, a board game. This is not related to our. Akiti, kick fighting. So this is related to Sumi tribe. This is correct. Cheda, throwing bamboo sticks. This is not related to the Regma tribe. So only one. So option number B. When did goods and services tax gets introduced and implemented in the state of Nagaland? So the correct answer is it was implemented in the year 2017 on 1st of July. The Nagaland Village Guards was first known as, so the correct answer is Tuinsang Frontier Division Scouts. The funding pattern under the Manrega for the state of Nagaland was, so that is 90:10. Option number A. The new English school established in 1880 by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and others in Pune led to the founding of the present day, that is Ferguson College. The Central Hindu School at Banaras was established by, so the correct answer is Annie Besant. The Indian Statutory Commission is also known as D. The correct answer is Simon Commission. Jawaharlal Nehru was elected as President of the Indian National Congress for the first time at D. The correct option is option number D, that is Lahore Session 1929. The forward bloc was established by, the correct answer is Subhash Chandra Bose, option number D. The resolution for administering local affairs through rural and urban local bodies was laid out by, so that is Lord Ripon. Which city hosted the All India Civil Services examination held in the country for the first time? So the correct answer is option number B, Allahabad. Who was the first president of the All India Kisan Sabha? So the correct answer is Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. What type of natural disaster is measured using the Saffir-Simpson scale? So the correct answer is hurricane. VPN is a service that encrypts your internet traffic on unsecured networks to ensure your digital privacy. What is the expansion of VPN? So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Option number A. Which of the following is the largest freshwater lake in India? So the largest freshwater lake in India is Wuller Lake in Jammu and Kashmir. BNS replaces D. Which of the following? So the correct answer is option number D, that is Indian Penal Code 1860. How much additional subsidy is provided by the Nagaland government for rooftop solar installations up to 3 kilowatt under the Nagaland Solar Mission? So the correct answer is option number C, that is 50,000. Consider the following statements regarding the Nipah virus. We have to find the correct one. So Nipah virus is a genetic disease primarily transmitted from fruit bats of the genus Thepropus to humans. So this is correct. The incubation period of Nipah virus infection usually ranges between 4 to 14 days, but may extend up to 45 days in certain cases. So this is also correct. Person-to-person transmission of Nipah virus has been documented in India, including in multiple outbreaks in Kerala. This is also correct. And consumption of raw date palm sap is recognized risk factor for Nipah transmission in South Asia due to contamination by fruit bats. So this is also correct. And Nipah virus, it belongs to Paramyxoviridae family and it is classified under the genus Henipavirus. So this is also correct. So all of the above statements are correct. Option number D. In which of the following Indian state is Makar Sankranti celebrated by the name of Magha Saji? So the correct answer is option number B, that is Himachal Pradesh. Which of the following option statements regarding the National Sports Governance Rule 2026 is incorrect? We have to find the incorrect one. The rules abolish the National Sports Election Panel and transfer all election powers to state government. So this is correct. This is incorrect. So option number A, we have to find the incorrect one. Greenland, which recently passed legislation restricting the foreign ownership of property, is politically associated with which of the sovereign states? So the correct answer is Denmark. Option number B. Which one of the following statements about the Group 20, that is G20, is not correct? It was founded in the year 1999. It is correct. G20 summit is held annually under the leadership of rotating presidents. It is correct. G20 members represent around 85% of the total GDP. This is also correct. G20 comprises of 20 countries. This is incorrect. It comprises of 19 countries, the European Union and the African Union. So the incorrect one, that means option number D is the incorrect one. Hydrophobia is a symptom of which disease? So hydrophobia is a symptom of rabies. So read the following statements related to cabinet committees and choose the correct option. So the correct option. So statement 1, cabinet committees are not mentioned in the constitution. So this is correct. Cabinet committees are set up by the prime minister according to the exigencies of the time and requirements of the situation. So this is also correct. If prime minister is a member of the committee, he may not necessarily be the chairman of the committee. So this is wrong. And parliamentary affairs committee is chaired by the prime minister. So this is also wrong. So the correct answer is option number D. That is statement. So the correct option is option number D. That is statement 1 and 2 are true and statement 3 and 4 are false. Consider the following statements about groundwater in hard rock and hill terrains like Nagaland. So aquifers are renewable only when recharge matches withdrawal. So this is correct. Steep slopes in such terrains increase surface runoff, limiting aquifer storage. This is also correct. Depleted aquifers in these regions recover quickly, usually within months. So this is wrong because they do not recover quickly. So the correct statement is option number 1 and 2. So the correct answer is option number A. By default, what number of emails in Gmail can be sorted that a user recently received? So that is 50. Who among the following is the CEO of Google's parent company Alphabet Inc.? So the correct answer is Sundar Pichai. With reference to earthquakes, which of the following statements are correct? Earthquakes largely occur along the converging plate boundaries, so this is correct. The point of origin of the earthquake in the lithosphere is known as focus or hypocenter. This is also correct. The intensity of the earthquake decreases with distance from the epicenter. This is also correct. The epicenter of the earthquake always remains over continents only, so this is incorrect. So the correct answer is option number B, that is 1, 2, and 3. A litmus paper test is conducted for solution 1, 2, and 3 respectively with the following results. So litmus turned red, litmus turned blue, litmus didn't change color. So what conclusions can be drawn from this? So from these conclusions, we can say that the solution 1 is acidic in nature because litmus turned red. Solution 2 is alkali in nature because it turned blue. And solution 3 is neutral because it didn't change color. So the correct answer is option number A. Nagaland became a dry state because of which of the following? So NLTP Act 1989. Nagaland Baptist Church Council was formed in the year, so it was formed in the year 1937. The Ahom leader Chaolung Sukapa, a Thai prince from Mong Mao, entered Assam in the 13th century. Which of the following statement best describes the consequence of his invasion of the Nagas? The Nagas welcomed the Ahoms and formed an alliance that strengthened both kingdoms, so this is wrong. The Nagas defeated the Ahoms in a series of battles and imposed harsh tax on them. This is also wrong. The Nagas resisted the Ahom invasion, were eventually defeated and suffered inhuman treatment from the Sukapa, described by historian G. A. Guide as ghastly barbarity. So this is the correct answer. Which gas is mixed with LPG to detect smell? So that is ethyl mercaptan. How many religious communities are notified as minorities by the government of India? So that is 6. Consider the following statements. A uniform civil code for all citizens is provided under Article 44 of the Constitution of India. Uttarakhand became the first state in India to implement a uniform civil code after independence. So both of these statements are correct. So the correct answer is option number B. That is both 1 and 2 are correct. Consider the following statements regarding booth level officers. So booth level officers are full-time electoral officers. No, they are not full-time officers, okay? So this statement is wrong. So we have to find the correct statements. Section 13, Clause 2 of the Representation of the People Act 1950s enabled the appointment of BLO for the first time in 2006. So this is correct. One of the key responsibilities of BLO is distributing voter slips to household before polling day. This is also correct. BLOs assist eligible senior citizens and PWDs in availing the home voting facility through Form 12D. So this is also correct. So 3 statements are correct. So option number C. What are ghost SIM cards? So SIM cards which are registered under someone else's name without their knowledge is called as ghost SIM cards. Pongal festival is celebrated for 4 days in Tamil Nadu. What is the 4th day of Pongal called? So the 4th day of Pongal is called as Kanum Pongal. Which of the statements given below correctly refers to the term deep fake recently seen in the news? So the correct answer is option number D. That is, deep fake refers to the use of artificial intelligence to manipulate or fabricate visual and audio content with high precision. So this concludes this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.